Big Elvis the chef, I am here. Who also is present is the one and only
Ulric. What's going
Ulric
on?
is here. The doc is also going on. We're not standing today. We're actually sitting in stools only because this is probably going to be something that might take a little long. We might even do a couple of segments too, because we still haven't found the proper producer. Thank you for the few people that hit me up in the email, and I got back to a couple of people, but we're still looking for a producer. Big Elvis the chef, and I am here, and I am present. And what we're doing is we're just doing a couple of finishing touches with what's going on here. All right, perfect. We're not going to start from the beginning, and we're not going to go. And here's the thing, though, Ulrich, are you up to speed at all about what's going on?
No, I've heard a lot of stuff about. I believe what we're going to talk about is Kanye West interview with on Drinking Champs with Noriega. I don't know if anybody still calls him that, but yeah,
I think they call him Nore. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not. I don't really know. I've heard snippets. I've heard that there's been some stuff said that have been considered anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. I've heard there's some stuff said that that he was being extra flirtatious.
Oh, wait. You're talking about the stuff you learned today in the car.
Yeah.
So prior to you and I in the car, did you know anything that was going on?
Oh, no.
Okay.
So prior, yeah.
Okay.
You said,
So,
when you said prior, you didn't specify.
yeah, I know. I don't want to give the thing my side, so if you don't mind, can I get a beer? Can you grab me a beer?
Definitely.
Did we put anything in the freezer? Because
No.
those beers weren't that cold. Can we just put that whole 6-pack in the freezer for the next? Yeah, grab one. Yeah. No, I don't want that. I'll take the mics. I'll take the mics. Yeah. What do you want? You want the IPA? Oh, you go. And just throw that in the freezer. All right. So, yeah, we brought a couple of beers. We're gonna take it slow, but we're gonna recognize that our timing is something that it's important to all of us. So perfect. No, I'll drink mine now.
There's a lot of things going on.
All right. That top thing didn't close.
That's not beer.
Do you cheer?
I do cheer, but I think you misled your.
Wait. That's you need a bottle opener.
Rats.
Hold on, let's see something.
Gonna have to.
Sorry. That's not. No cheers.
I had to wet my whistle, man. Sorry.
Excellent. But no, you misled the viewers. You said you referred to that as beer.
Oh, jab! Hitting me with the jab. Whoa. Okay. I didn't taste any blood, but okay, you got that.
Wasn't the check? Wow, that was impressive, man.
All right, so we're gonna go right to the doctor surgeon. Oh wait, you didn't even introduce yourself. Say hi to the people.
Hi people. How you guys doing? So I'm here. I was running around. I was a little bit behind schedule, but I am here in the flesh.
Did you save anyone's life today?
Every day somebody's saved.
It's true. You're a good man.
I try.
He's a good man. He's a good man. This guy here,
I try.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're making a day what everyone else makes in a month, but you're good. You work hard, man.
No, I don't believe it.
No, that's not. Whoa. I take that all back. That's not true. This guy is struggling.
No, it's still 1980s.
This guy is struggling. That's for the lawyers. Anyway, PremiumBlackNews. Ulric, I need you a little closer.
Squeeze in here.
All right, cool. All right, and this is not sponsored by Mike's Hard lemonade, a very refreshing drink. Unlike other drinks that are out there that start with an S, and we know who they are, they also come in vodka bottles. This is better. I'm just saying. And there's one that claims to be like from the sea, clammy. This is better. I'm just saying. I could sell this product if given the opportunity. So now, given the opportunity, I could sell this product. Any product. You can get to us at BigElvis the Chef at gmail.com if you trying to go in that direction. You can come in early, come in new, come in hot. I feel like there's a big glare on my glasses. Big glare. Not only do we need a producer, we need somebody, to work lighting. So now, Kanye West. He goes on Matt Hoffa's podcast. Matt Hoffa refuses to release the podcast. He said he didn't want no part of that. He also goes on Tucker Carlson, and he edited that thing tremendously. He also goes on to, where did he go first? What was his first stop? Was it Drink Champs? Was the Drink Champs the first stop on this tirade, so to speak?
I only know of the two.
The Tucker and the Drink Champs.
Right.
No, there was something else. Tucker was done in the car. No. What was done in the car?
The singing,
No. He was in his car. Kanye West was inside of his car today, and he was having a conversation. And he kept saying, "Are you gonna let me speak? You're not gonna let." Oh, he was talking to the guy who got kicked off of the CNN. What's his guy? Chris Cuomo's show. So that would be a good thing for us to do. It's a lot shorter too, respectfully. He's a doctor, but I'm a pharmacist. Come on. So now, I keep saying forgive me for that. Just always remember I got my GED inside of a prison when I was 18 years old. So I might say a lot.
I try not to say so I'll try to space it out a little less. So tell me a little bit more about what we're talking about.
Well, we're gonna go to one of the Doc's clips. He has a clip. He wants us to. Yeah, we got a clip. Do we have a clip? Bear with us with the clip. We're gonna get to it. You want to just start from the beginning? But here's the thing: we don't want to talk about small hats. We're not going there. We're not gonna the small hats. Okay. News Nation was the network. News Nation.
Oh.
So he was on News Nation.
Well, that's where Chris Cuomo's at now?
Chris Cuomo's, yeah, he got kicked off of CNN.
What's News Nation? You know anything about this?
News Nation? I don't know. I don't know these people. No.
Is it like a Newsmax?
I have no idea. I need you in the comment section. Come on, I saw LJ in there popping. Yeah, Chris Cuomo. Somebody said, what's up? Somebody named Eddie. Hey, Eddie. Hey, T. Rilla. Appreciate y'all. Why don't you share this with your friends on Facebook and your friends on YouTube, being that you have a YouTube channel. Throw it on your community section. Think you got it?
All right, so now I'm excited to hear this because I didn't get a chance. Both these guys already seen this.
Yeah, just remember, Ulric has no social media and has gone the last 3 days with no phone.
Yeah.
And he seems pretty okay.
You can't see my left hand, but I got the shakes, man.
Without the phone. He's not like that.
No.
All right, so we're not sure exactly where we at because we haven't previewed this, so we have no timestamps, but this is just at 2 minutes. And honestly not sure what Nore about to say, but let's just get it going and we'll see what these people are saying.
And you're gonna wear it. Cause that's how influential he is. Right now, last time he came here, he said, cancel me. He pointed to himself, he said, cancel me. They did not cancel him. They could not cancel him. Right now, it's a little turmoil. We're going to get to it. We're going to ask the questions. We're going to do whatever. I asked him if anything is off the record. He said, absolutely nothing. But we're going to give praises and love to the one, the only, Mr. Ye. Make some noise! Now, Ye, I want to start because, you know, the very famous interview is you and Sway, right? And then you saying that you wanted to be like Ralph or you wanted to be up there with that caliber. And now it's like you are Ralph. You are that caliber. And then so I guess what I'm trying to say is, so that's where we get confused with
Sway have the answers?
I think you already admitted Sway had the answer. But I guess that's where we get confused with the Adidas part of it is because, like...
He said Ralph. Did not explain who Ralph was.
No, yeah.
And is he saying Ralph Lauren, or is he saying the first thing I thought about was Ralph from Video Music Box?
Who's that? Who's
Ralph
Music
Lauren.
Box?
Ralph, what's his name? Not Ralph. Yeah, I'm saying Ralph Lauren. It didn't come to me, but there's no clarification. Let's remember that when Noriega interviews a person, there's never real clarification what's going on. So we have to take Noriega with a grain of salt, and I say that respectfully. There's a lot of people that are upset about Noriega and the way he handled this. But let's remember from the very beginning, he never even clarified what Ralph he's talking about. Was it Ralph McDaniels? Or was it Ralph Lauren? I'm sure we can all come to a consensus that it's maybe Ralph Lauren, but let's also not be so hard on Nori, because they're on Nori. Like, he had to do an apology. Now they mad at the apology.
They went that far?
And now they calling everywhere talking about Nori ain't even black. They taking Nori's black card from him.
I'm so stuck on he did an
Oh,
apology.
wait. The community is getting at Nori. Or is
The
it the other
community,
side?
no, the community, the black community is getting at
Nori
Nori
because he's following suit and
because
not,
of what happened
Take
with the
it down.
George Floyd. He claims that George will get. All right, let's just keep playing it. But you haven't heard any.
No.
Wait till you hear the George Floyd stuff. That I'm cool with talking about. The small hats, I want to stay away from the small hats. You know what the small hats are, right? Did I tell you before we started? The small hats.
Tell me about the small hat.
When in the Brooklyn that you lived in, when we met, you lived on Nostrand Avenue
Correct.
in Brooklyn, right off of what's that called? Fulton. Was that Fulton Street on the corner?
Yes.
Okay, so Fulton and Nostrand. But if you went back, not going towards Atlantic Avenue, further back, what neighborhood was that? Behind you, where the Home Depot was.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, that's called Williamsburg.
Okay.
Who lives in Williamsburg? Stop. The small hats.
Spike Lee.
No.
Nice.
Williamsburg. They wear black a lot. They represent my last name.
Hasidics?
Yes.
Hasids?
Yeah, so this is what we were going to refer to them. It's our hobo code, so to speak. We need a hobo code on YouTube because YouTube is ran by an algorithm. When you were a child, they told you to pray to Jesus, and at the end of your prayer, you say in Jesus' name, right? Because you go to Jesus first, then God. This is algorithm first. This is who we talking to, then the people. So the algorithm is actually now YouTube has an actual transcript for every word that we're saying right now. Is being transcribed into print. And it prints in any language. Okay, so we're talking to the algorithm before we talk to anyone else, even though it appears. So that's why we have to be careful when we're talking about certain groups, and we have to be aware of their power. And we don't have Ye's money because he's no longer Kanye. He's Ye. And I think he just he's evolved. Yeah, he's evolved. He's looking into his true self, his higher power, his
Purpose.
His purpose. Ye is purpose driven, where Kanye might not have been so much so.
He was paper driven.
Paper driven.
Now you got it.
Lust driven. Even though that hasn't
See,
changed.
yeah,
that hasn't changed,
that type of
man,
person's
and it
always gonna be
bothered
like
me.
that.
It bothered me. It bothered me. So come on, let's just play it. Come on.
So, like, what was the discrepancy with Adidas? Yeah, I just didn't have the relationships with the factories at that time, and I was managing a lot of ideas. Like I was a new dad.
You got a
I
plug for this
was
that reach here?
newly married. I had a bunch of
You don't have
team,
a lot
like
of
a
battery
big
power.
team of designers with me, and we hadn't established who we were. We were still fighting to get our respect in fashion. So there's a lot of fights at the same time. So we had to go and basically like intern almost up under these companies.
Because you interned for Louis Vuitton at one time,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
Louis Vuitton, Fendi, and we interned in a way at Adidas. I like the licensing deal was my intern to become, more in that Bernard Arnault, Bezos,
Right.
Elon territory, and just understanding how to, how money works. Like this is first generation. Like we say, like Jay with the Duce,
Right.
this is first generation of wealth.
Right. Learn those infrastructures, right?
Yeah, the infrastructure is how to do a factory. Even right now, like when I left Gap, I moved. We made this T-shirt, like all the tremendous stuff we're doing right now, which is a flip on Supreme, where the guy that used to work for me, Tremaine, is now at Supreme, and we can go further into that a little bit later. But for the main point is, so I took it over to Dove Charney at LA Apparel, and he founded Los Angeles Apparel. So then we made the White Lives Matter tees, and then when I put up the tweet, the DEF CON tweet, now he ain't releasing the tee because he's Jewish. And I'm like, see, this is my exact point that I'm making. Like, Jewish people have owned the black voice, whether it's through us wearing a Ralph Lauren shirt, or it's all of us being signed to a record label, or having a Jewish manager, or being signed to a Jewish basketball team, or doing a movie on a Jewish platform like Disney. And we understand it's like, I respect what the Jewish people have done and how they brought their people together. They came into money through the lawyers when after Wall Street, when all of the like the Catholics, they wouldn't divorce people.
Right.
So the Jewish lawyers came and they were willing to divorce people. That's when they first came into their money. So like say
I
with
never
me
heard
and
that.
Jay, with our culture, with the darker Jews. First of all, because you guys
That happens when anybody starts talking deep.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the darker Jews, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, who we are, because we Jewish also. We're from Africa also. We're the blood of Christ. So we're not just black. We are Jew, just like the Jewish people. And now we're coming into money. But the main thing is, I got to drink the Douce over the Hennessy as the first step to us coming together, like how the Jewish people came together. But we couldn't even talk about, I remember Ben Horowitz called me after 444 and said, I don't know about Jay giving up Jewish business secrets. And these secrets...
We talk about building up the properties and stuff like that.
Yeah, these secrets they not finna be a secret no more. Like if somebody tells me something, they're like, yo, I want to tell you this, but it's a secret. I'm like, I'm not your personal hard drive. Like, if you want to be a secret, don't tell me. I'm not here to keep nobody's secrets, because it's only the truth that's going to set us free. And what they do is, the Jewish community, especially in the music industry, they'll take, in the entertainment period, they'll take one of us, the brightest of us, right, that could really feed a whole village, and they'll take us and milk us till we die, and then Stevie Wonder's son got to get a job, right? But Cameron Azoff got a job at Apple. He's already set up because of the way Azoff is connected, and we have to make our own connections. That's what I saw. What I loved about it, I love Dove just as a human being.
And this is the guy from Adidas?
Dove is from American Apparel.
Okay.
But I'm talking about put out my White Lives Matter tee. The White Lives Matter tee don't say nothing. It don't say DEF CON or nothing on it, right? I'm like, put it out. And he's telling me, like, yo, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. And I was like, yo, I want you to visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust Museum. I'm like, yo, I put my life on this.
That's a great clip.
They've been fucking with me too long. They put the crazy narrative out there. My Jewish trainer, Harley Pasternak, who's Lizzo's trainer.
Oh, no. You're never going to win with that
Put
guy.
it out when I went to the hospital, put it in the press.
Oh.
I got a bunch of friends that went to the hospital. It didn't go to the press. They did that just like they did in the documentary on the 3rd episode to say, we love Ye like the rest of y'all. We know he a genius like the rest of y'all, but sometimes you got to turn the camera off on him. So they'll go and get a dude that's supposed to be my friend that's been taping me the whole time and buy this nigga out for $30 million.
I thought you co-signed that.
I ain't co-signing, but you get used to that. Paparazzi taking a picture of you, you ain't getting no money off it.
Right.
You just get used to getting screwed by the Jewish media. And I'm saying, y'all done poked the bear too fucking long. When I wore the White Lives Matter tee, I had 4 SoFi Stadium shows. They canceled my shows. I said it's up. And let me tell you one thing. It's like if a black man is caught with something in the car or something, everybody in the car gonna go to jail with him, right? But if a black man can play basketball or rap, only he gets the record deal. So meaning like if one black man does something bad, all the other blacks get caught with him. If one black man does something good, nobody else gets nothing with him. It's a reverse for the Jewish people, right? If a Jewish person could repeatedly fucks me on a deal, it's just them. It's just the businessman. It's not the people. It's not nobody else. But if a Jewish person does good, all of their people eat with them. That's one of the flips. I gotta tell you something.
Yes.
Where is a black guy that has a Jewish person signed to him? Point it out. Tell me that. Where is a black person that's signed to a Jewish person? All of them. Basically 90% of them. So what I'm saying is, y'all done poked the bear too many times. Y'all should have learned with Drake. Y'all should have learned with Puff. Y'all should have learned with Hove. Y'all dealing with a different kind of animal here. You know, everybody wants to say I'm 730. Well, I'm going to use that to my advantage. I told y'all I was the leader. I told y'all I'm going to free my people in the name of God. And I will put my life at risk, because if I wasn't in a glass prison, just like Larry Hoover's in a real prison, then I would have had to say so when my kids go to school. I go into my kids' school, I see Hanukkah books, then I see Kwanzaa. Christmas is Christ's Mass. Where's Jesus in the school where all the celebrities are paying for their kids to go?
I'm sorry. You
Hey, I'm talking about.
Right.
But ain't nobody listening to me type shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm in like a glass box of like celebrity with a bunch of handlers around me and shit, and people colluding behind my back and being like, is he ramped up? Well,
How do we feel so far? What we thinking?
Well, a lot was said.
Do you have anything that stands out to you, Ulric?
See, well, I don't think he said anything that didn't make sense. I don't think he said anything was wrong in comparison of black culture to Jewish culture. I actually agree with what he said. I'm having a hard time seeing because what I believe when he first told me about this was that he said something kind of more so derogatory or critical about Jews.
Well, it hasn't. It's still started. This is the beginning.
This is the beginning.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning.
Wait, it continues.
It's continued.
So far he hasn't said anything that I wouldn't kind of co-sign or agree with.
Yeah.
Personally.
My whole thing was he said that when a black man gets caught in a car with doing wrong, everyone gets in trouble. But these are Rockefeller laws that blacks would disproportionately suffered from. But the law was the law. It applied to anyone. And it wasn't just the black man that got caught up in that web where if someone doesn't say, hey, this is me, this is mine, then everyone gets charged with it. They didn't, a lot of people suffered from that. It wasn't just the black man.
Oh. Yeah, I disagree with that aspect. That's black people disproportionate.
And then he
I took that more as a metaphor, as a point of fact.
Yeah. And then, go ahead.
I mean, I guess, that's true. I think overall, he didn't say nothing that was really hard to see the association, especially from his experience, because, he probably have a viewpoint that, or an experience that we can't really interact with, what he's dealt with, what he's seen, and how they talk to him, and all these different type of things. And he's close with a lot of them. As far as that last statement about the Rockefellers, you're correct. But then we have to understand that we have the laws, and then we have people that enforce the laws. And we understand the people enforcing the laws choose exactly when they want to enforce it or not. Unlike an AI algorithm, you know, it's just gonna go right down the line. But when we deal with actual human beings, you know, there's deference that's kind of given, where things don't always go right down the line. So I really, really understand that. But you know, you're right with that. But we have to, if we think about it broadly, you know, it does. We don't operate out there like AI.
Right. I also have to give a little pause with this when he talks about how if Small Hat decides to F you over, then he's just the individual doing it. But as soon as he wins, he's met everyone around him wins. And that's not true.
No, I don't think so.
That's not true at all.
Oh wait.
You know what I picked
Now
up?
I fully got what you meant by small hat.
This is,
I'm sorry, I'm a little late.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Good, that's good.
It's cool.
We've arrived.
Yeah, we are
All
right.
right,
All right.
we're here. All right.
All right.
You know,
Yeah. No, you gotta move your chair. If I win, then the people around me are gonna win. And if I'm in the business of effing people over, then those people that are with me are gonna win. And let me just
Yeah, but are you talking about your family, or are you talking
no,
about
I'm talking about like
race as a
he's
people?
talking in business. In business.
Because I feel like he's talking about it as in racial terms outside of familial terms.
I think he's talking straight business.
this is what I.
He's saying that he couldn't get in the. Sorry, go ahead.
What I was thinking when he said that, from the same comparison, he's trying to say, if it's a bad thing, and one guy who happens to be of color do something bad, they're all going down and be all looked at as, oh, you guys do this, and you're bad. If one of you guys do something good, it is that one guy that's good and he's special, and you know he should be,
Yeah, I think he
celebrated.
makes the reference that of a black man. He's gonna probably make it next, but he says that a black man, you know, if he plays basketball, it's just him, the individual that succeeds. Whereas it's like the Chinese do the same thing, the Jamaicans do the same thing, the
Well-
Polish do the same thing, the Colombians do the same thing, the Indians do the same thing.
It's the
Only people that don't do it are fundamentally blacks, that are ADOS, that are American descendants of slaves. They don't do that.
You know,
That's what he's basically saying.
you know what? I think he's talking about the perception the outside see on the two groups.
Yeah.
So, and when it comes to black folks, if it's something bad, they all get painted with a bad stroke. If it's something good, he's the special one out the group that does something good.
I get
In
that.
reverse,
Yeah, no,
to the
I get
other
that.
group of
I
folks,
get that.
With the reverse group of folks, it's almost like if one of them do something bad, if one of the small hats do something bad, oh, he's the bad
Individual.
seed
He's the
that's bad.
individual,
But
yes.
if one of them do something good, they all are good about that. You know.
But
So-
I'm
so-
know what time period.
and both pictures are wrong, but it's
Yeah.
just
But I don't know what time period Kanye West is talking about. Where if a black person does something bad, that black person is somehow a victim of his environment or a victim of oppressive system. That's the only thing I see nowadays. I don't see anything in anything that brings down the black race. I think even when a black person does something bad nowadays, no matter what, somehow the black person is still celebrated for his motivation.
Really?
Yeah, for his motivation, this is not to go on a tangent, but this is, just some Jesse stuff. Think that,
Oh, you're talking about Juicy.
yes.
Yeah.
So you see how he's his wrongdoing is looked at as not so wrong because of his motivations as to I'm talking about his motivation in terms of how people like on the real and stuff like that see his motivations. Like
Okay.
when he got called low key noble, you know what I'm referring to?
No.
And Amanda Seales called Jesse Smollett's actions when he and
Right,
was a
Noble.
fake- yeah,
Yeah,
Low-key
Noble. No,
And I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
so and Kanye West was saying that black people in society get looked at as when a black person messes up his the black people as a whole get messed up. I don't know how he sees that in society personally.
Right,
Now
right.
you see, I'm the maybe I wasn't the more I'm talking to him through, the less I'm agreeing with him. I thought I agreed with him.
Yeah, that's what makes this so important. What we're doing here. I'm gonna go back.
We gonna say now what I told y'all, because I talked to Larry Jackson last night, and he was like, yo,
From iTunes.
yeah, but now he's got his own deal. He started telling me how Clive Davis changed his life. And I talked to him for 6 minutes. He said, well, usually we talk back and forth. I said, Larry, this is my life, though. I'm letting you know so you can let everybody know what it is. What it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of y'all no more. And we don't have to be afraid. I understand that they got us so paid off every which way they cutting down. And my whole point just off the tweet, the fact that, what does that even mean, what I said? And the fact that I got taken off proves my point. Jamie Lee Curtis went on TV and said, I hope they take his children away from him.
Wow.
I hope they take his children away from him. Everybody they put out, Triple X, Tupac, that's what Larry was saying.
Right.
My response was, well, I guess I'm next then.
Right.
Because it's no backing down at this point. I talked to Cube because Cube been labeled an anti-Semite. First of all, we are Semite. We Jew. So I can't be anti-Semite.
Right.
First of all, I need my 4 stadiums back. The 78 media outlets that call me abuser when I was trying to get that heroin addict away from my kids that was tattooing my kids' names on them, Skeet,
Right.
Pete Davidson,
Right.
they popping up. You know what I'm saying? It's like they Trevor Noah, not even from America.
Right.
He just looked black,
Right.
right? Gonna say, yo, Kim, it's gonna get dangerous. So they putting all that, he crazy. He's so OJ.
Right.
Nore just want the family back together.
Right.
I just want the family back together.
Right.
Kim is a Christian. On TMZ, I just saw yesterday, they said Pete Davidson and Kim have sex by the fireplace to honor their grandmother. It's Jewish Zionists that's about that life, that's telling this Christian woman that has 4 black children to put that out as a message in the media. So when I drive by and I see the Hulu ads and I say the JP Chase Morgan ads, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, the devil is a defeated foe. You can't poison me. And by the way, y'all done already fucked with me so much. Y'all already black mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends. Because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, and the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you.
Wait,
Hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come and be.
Talking about
Because
Puff
part of the
Daddy.
deal for
You
you to
talking
be
about
doing
Diddy.
that,
Sean
and
Combs.
get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now.
Right.
Every Michael you can think of, but mostly Godfather Michael now. No. I'm Michael now. I'm Michael
Michael
now.
Jackson?
I am the richest
They say you're
Michael
the richest
Jordan.
black man in American
in
history.
history.
In American
history.
Can we make some noise for that, goddamn?
Michael Phelps. What other Michaels are
I
there?
want y'all to
Michael
run
Myers?
up on me.
No.
I want y'all to come kill me. I want you to smack me. I want you to do all the shit you rap about. All the shit you rap
You know,
about.
actually, I have a
all the
feeling
shit you
people
rap
are
about. I
really
want you to
taking-
come do it now. Come down.
Actually, I've been feeling Kanye West truly does have the kind of clout he speaks of, because if something was to happen to him, he would become somewhat of a martyr, I believe.
Well, that's it. He almost have to go. Well, that's
Are we worried? Is anyone worried about a martyr?
I don't. I mean, no, because that can bolster. Martyrs can
What do you mean by
bolster a revolution.
Martyrs bolster revolution.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I didn't even know where to start. When Gandhi got assassinated.
So you don't think that
When-
was controlled by the Indian government? They were faithful and frightful of these people and bowed down to them?
Okay, so
Did the people ever win?
so at what point? in
I think
history
all
you think
martyrs are propped up.
every single martyr, every person that was assassinated that's perpetuated a bigger war that was contrived, meaning that was fake, and it was deliberate.
Yes, it's
The
chess,
real-
not checkers.
I
Yes.
tell you what.
I think all these martyrs are all contrived. I learned from, I say this respectfully, I learned from George Floyd.
You know,
Oh well, that martyr was contrived.
No,
That's
no.
Why
different.
that one?
That
Why
martyr
only
was
that
contrived.
one?
Because of what the revolution, because what it became of the revolution. The revolution, what you see in the revolution is what you see is. I couldn't even put that better. That should have been put way better. But what you see in the you see what the worth of the martyr and what the outcome of the revolution is, or even the meaning of the revolution.
No, I get that, but all these revolutions, still government runs the show.
Yeah, I'm not talking about destabilizing a weak communist government in order
Right.
to put some puppet in power and something
Right,
like that. I'm not
right.
talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about revolutions that were really that really had a specific outcome.
By the way, Ulric is a political science major. He's like, he's the history teacher and social studies teacher guy. This is Ulric. So, I'm not trying to. I question history. Is all I'm saying. I know you understand that these martyrs and all these things happen.
I agree
that
with
change
you.
that. I'm just
I
saying.
agree with you in questioning history. I
Yeah.
agree, but I think the same thing of saying it's all contrived is the same thing as saying none of it's contrived. It is the same level of
Okay.
evidence. Yeah.
That's fair. We're gonna press play. It's cool.
Our view is so short because you talk about it being contrived and not being contrived, but our view is
back a
so,
little
our
straighter.
view is
Can you
our,
straighten it back a little bit?
our
Right there. That's
view
perfect.
is too shortened. We're never supposed to have these big nations where everything that's happening across the world that we kind of get information, and then now we're just assuming all the stuff that we're receiving is actually correct and you're being told in a truthful manner. The truth of the matter is, I'd say that there's been many martyrs.
Right.
We don't know them. When
Those are the real ones.
Those are the real ones.
Those are the real
we don't
ones.
know, so it's like
You know who was supposed to be the realest martyr?
I agree with that too.
You know who's
That's
supposed
not
to be a martyr? You know who's a name we never supposed to know about? It ain't Kanye West. That ain't the name we're supposed to know about. We were never supposed to know about Colin Powell. Because when the president told him, this is what I need you to say, he was supposed to say no, and they were supposed to put him in a prison for the rest of his life. We never supposed to have met that man. See, that's the thing,
I mean,
though.
I don't know about Colin Powell, man. Colin Powell's a war criminal, man. Let's go past that.
Yeah, we're gonna move past that. But my point is that
he was supposed to make that stand.
yeah, he was supposed to make that stand.
Oh, so he was supposed
to be the real martyr that we never
Okay,
heard of.
gotcha.
See, martyrs are people. See, in this country, there's 2 prisons in this country where you go to, and they put you in this prison, and the prison is packed, man, and it ain't full of a bunch of Arabs, and it's in this country, in America. There are 2 federal prisons in this country, and no one has been given a trial. So Kanye West ain't the one. We ain't met him yet. The real ones we didn't get to meet. We didn't get to meet them.
I agree with you in so much as the people who are probably like Kanye West probably has the people who are really in power,
Right.
or the people who he's speaking, I guess, truth to. They have zero fear of Kanye West. Kanye West can't even create a problem for them.
Right. Well, he does have a lot of money, though. So that's the difference.
Kanye West doesn't have a lot of money.
No.
Kanye West talks about being in debt every year.
No. You ain't up to speed. Kanye West was he made sure that he made money off of every pair of sneakers sold, off of every shirt sold. He wasn't no designer that was underneath something. No. Last few years, Kanye West made money off of every item sold. This man is a multi-billionaire right now.
So, but who are you comparing him to?
Well, that billions get you massive power.
No, but who are we comparing Kanye? So who are the people Kanye West is speaking up on? So let's see. One of them seems to be the what he I think believes to be a Jewish conglomerate.
Yeah,
right?
a small hat mafia.
So yeah,
That's in the small hat mafia in the entertainment business.
So maybe it's better to say, because I don't know what's in Kanye West's pocket, right? But I think I believe very confidently that Kanye West, compared to this small hat mafia, Kanye West, whatever billions he has, is has no comparison. Or index. So I don't think him having money has nothing to do with it. But I think his influence. I think his influence is so kind of, I guess, into a point. Device. Not even. I don't want to use divisive, because that's saying it in a negative way.
Right.
But he creates such a debate and such I guess polarization between two sides, that it's harder for people. It's harder for him to actually unify people in order to, and that's when you actually can get some sort of effect. Because he's not gonna have people move forward against the enemy. They're gonna fight amongst themselves in the name of Kanye. So that's why I say I don't believe he's a threat in that sense, because he's not a unifier.
No, I think he's actually a big threat.
Really?
Yeah.
You believe Kanye West is a big threat?
To the people that are concerned. Because...
Who's concerned?
He's thinking the small hats are concerned. That's what he thinks. So
the small hat Hollywood mafia.
So the thing about it is that...
Wait. You're talking about how many Ray Donovans? He's afraid they're going to send Ray Donovan after him?
No.
This is bigger.
It's bigger than that. It's not about him specifically.
All the small hat mafia directly connected to weaponry and CIA? Government?
Well, where does it end?
So all these movies that are made, and you go through the credits, and they always say DARPA was the big, that we want to give a thanks to DARPA, and they always have that one. There's this one guy. He's like the guy who's in charge of all the movies for the United States of America, everything from Wakanda to Top Gun. He's been doing it for 30 years.
So wait, DARPA was a propaganda project. Right?
No, DARPA is the defense. The DOJ, the Department of Defense. They have DARPA. It's just another one of Tesla. He makes more money doing defensive contracts for DARPA than he makes on Teslas and all that stuff. They're not even a car company. They're a technology company. Yeah. That's how they can sell you a car directly. Where if you make a car and you try to sell it, it's illegal for you to do that. You can't become a car company and sell your cars like that. That ain't gonna happen.
And this is what Ye is talking about, is the fact that you're shut out of those type of opportunities. Who gets to say that you cannot make a car? He's saying that you have the intelligence, you have the money, but yet these things are not happening. Right. And he's trying to say these are the folks that have something to do with it. So the idea is that the influence that he has, that you mentioned initially, is the thing. It has nothing to do with the money. The money allows him to move around a little bit, but who cares about how much money you have if I'm actually...
Okay, then how do other cultures carve out space? How do other cultures carve out space for themselves then? How do other, say, if there's one conglomerate and they're saying they're holding that down specifically, blacks, or how do other cultures make a niche for themselves or find themselves and become successful? How do Italian communities flourish?
Well, he's saying in the music business they don't.
Well, music business is not the only business that can be that's house.
Yeah, so he's speaking from a true personal level, in his experience in clothing and music and all.
That's the shit that when I think that's the shit making me. See, y'all making me. I like Kanye. Y'all making me dislike him the more I'm talking about it now.
Tell me why you even like Kanye. Why you like Kanye?
Because I think Kanye speaks without fear of being criticized, and I think his ideas are coherent enough where they're not so much as to be salacious or to be like, oh, I'm trying to get headlines. Because
Right.
there's something that does resonate with people in what he's saying. So I don't think he's necessarily talking out his ass or trying to get famous. So I do think there's some reason and logic and there's some principle to what he's saying. So that makes it hold weight. It doesn't seem airy or endless. I think,
Right.
and
No, well said. I mean, I like that. You know, this is why you like him. I personally,
I don't like that.
I don't have a like or dislike for Kanye. I have a hard time. I can't forget the woman he chose. It's hard for me to respect that dude. You know, when I was coming up, man, I had a lot of opportunities here. And let me tell you, man, I chose the right one. I chose one with under 5 bodies, under 3 bodies. Okay? How you going to choose somebody with that many bodies and not think you're going to go to this? How do you not see that? How are you so selfish that you don't see that this is never going to work? How are you going to... This is a woman who talked about her relationship in a sexual way, and they're pushing it as news. This woman is talking about making love at a fireplace to commemorate deaths of lost family members. What? Like, it's hard for me to feel for Kanye. Oh, poor Kanye, you got with this woman. Wasn't Kim Kardashian the one who divorced her first husband because he had her in the sex clubs? Do you know about that? First husband that this woman had would take her to the swing clubs and share her with everyone. How do you wife that and then come at me about your kids? How you wife that and come at me about how this person is only talking about sex at the age they're at with their butt out on everything? Like,
I think that's indicative of his personality. Like the same
and so
thing
it's
that
hard for
makes
me.
him
It's hard for me
outspoken.
to respect it.
Yeah, but it's still unified and it makes sense. That means he's not necessarily contradictory. In which he's so specific to what he wants and what he's interested in. He bypassed the facts that he's going first. He idealizes somebody with the sex tape, who's known for just being kind of a stylist and a shopper. And someone who seems to who's respect to according to I guess on a societal level is respected for being ditzy and kind of eroding the collective.
Who are we talking about right now?
I'm talking about Kim Kardashian. And I'm saying you're criticizing him for picking Kim Kardashian and saying someone who can pick him you would think less than, but someone who can I think he can see it. I think he sees past that. He knows that people, because think about it. I think what you're saying is not different than what other people are saying. That like, why did he pick Kim? Why would he pick this person?
When he first did it, I lost all respect in the world for him.
He should have been with Mary J.
The
Blige
day,
or something.
no. He should have found someone young. He should have found someone with less body. Sorry for jumping in like that. He should have found somebody with less bodies. Period. You do not wife a woman with that many bodies.
No, you shouldn't.
You don't.
But you
don't do that.
That's two different things. Because the thing about it is, these are part of the issues that happen. He's super talented. That doesn't mean that he's going to be the person that knows how to be a certain type of man, who knows how to pick the right type of person. And he's shown us that from before. He talks about really into adult content and that type of stuff. He's one of those type of guys. A guy that really and there's a lot of men like that, but the thing is, that kind of sets your tone of how you see yourself and how you relate. He admired the whole situation and wanted to be with Kim from watching the tapes, and he admitted that years before.
Wait, he said that he wanted to be with Kim because
He watched her and Ray J together. He was watching that over and over again.
So, and the thing is,
I can't even be friends with a guy like that.
Porn history and stuff like that. And so now I can separate that guy and understand, his weakness and stuff like that, and what his mind is at and where he's trying to be. Is this somebody you could really tie yourself with and be okay with? He's a person that might be compromised with women and stuff like that. you know, the right looking chick come around, says the right thing and stuff like that, your whole situation might get fucked up. But, you know, outside of any of that, you know, this guy, what he's saying is not completely off.
All right, come on, let's put that back. Let's go.
I gotta take a bathroom break.
Yeah,
I can,
yeah,
I
go
can
for
still
it.
hear it through.
All right, back.
To this joint right now, please, or otherwise, shut the fuck up unless you was there when the Kardashians kidnapped my kids. You understand? Now go and get y'all some motherfucking business while we go and get free. Cause I'm Moses out here. You know what I'm saying? I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend.
We
They
gotta
said he
wait for
screamed
Ulric. Ulric, did you hear that?
Oh wait, that last sentence I didn't hear.
Let's hear it.
No.
Died. George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said, they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who you think he reminded me of?
Virgil.
He reminded me of Virgil.
Virgil's
You know what I'm
the
saying?
guy
I'm
who
not
had
finna cry
that
in front of
company.
y'all because that's how they get me, right? But I
White-
know that we lost him.
What's that company? I think you have something from them.
What kind of company is it?
It's a fashion company, and the fashion company, it's somebody tell me in the who Off-White. It was the Off-White brand, and the guy who was from the Off-White brand, he died of a very mysterious cancer, and he was like one of the biggest up and coming. He was like underneath Louis Vuitton, and a black man, young guy too, in his 30s or something. I don't know, maybe 40s. A young black man with a label called Off-White. He's saying remind him, look like George Floyd. You know?
Yeah, I've never heard of this person you're talking to.
Yeah, I'll take one of those. There's none left.
That's not one of them to have.
Oh, all right, that's okay. So he's talking about that, and I just wanted to say we got a doctor here, and we have to ask the doctor about what Kanye West is talking about. Go ahead. He's gonna use the restroom. Where we at so far? Well, you know what? This is the perfect time to look and see what the people have to say. Let's start with Wilson C. You gotta understand why he's mad.
Winston C. I'm reading your thing. I was thinking that the whole time, but I really didn't want to make this religious or biblical that Jesus was the first
Start right
martyr.
there.
How are all of them at his kid's party and not him?
How that look? We gotta understand why he's mad. Mike Tyson. Jesus was the first martyr.
see.
Okay. The Roman Institute Christianity after Jesus died. Kanye is worth $7 billion. Yes, definitely.
When-
Kanye is exposing the predictive programming.
Okay.
All
I agree.
right. Winston C. You are appreciated. I hope you are a subscriber. And if you are a supporter, because we have no friends here. You know, the Cash App is $ ElvisRosenberg, and the Venmo is at Elvis-Rosenberg. Because we have no friends. I don't have any friends here. We're just looking for supporters. So All right. We have to let's open that up again. Let's go back a second.
What's going on?
We need the opinion of Dr. Surgeon, who is an MD. Spent a lot of time in the ER.
And I know that this white company, Louis Vuitton, is now making statues of him, like as a martyr. Who you think he reminded me of? That image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who you think he reminded me of? Virgil. He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all because that's how they get me, right? But I know that we lost him. And I know that this white company, Louis Vuitton, is now making statues of him.
Okay. Messed up.
They want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said, Mom.
Okay. Question for both of y'all. Dr. Surgeon, his knee wasn't even on his neck like that. Okay, that's your question. I need you to answer. Help me as a doctor. And Ulric, I saw you nodding your head earlier when he was talking about Mama was his girlfriend. What's that about? What do you know?
Well, I was no, it wasn't even it was more the knee on the neck. It was more the doctor thing because I read that earlier. There was a YouTube person who I can't recall at the time. I'll maybe give them a plug at a later date. But they read the autopsy report, and what happened was that they called the cause of death suffocation because there was bruising on the back of his neck. Not that there was anything internal or anything indicative of suffocation or asphyxiation, but all they base it all on that he suffocated based on the bruising on the back of his neck, and his eyes were, I guess, had striated, which would be indicating of suffocating, strangling. But he was also on fentanyl, and he was also freaking out, and he also begged to be taken out of the police car when he was always subdued and put in the car. But he started to get panic, and he started to have a freak out, which is indicative of being on drugs and being high, in which he asked to be taken right back out, and that's when the rest of the incidents happened. So what I was nodding at is the what they were saying about the truth.
Yeah,
what he was saying with Kanye West. This is the kind of stuff I like about Kanye West. Not that I don't see an agenda with him. The truth, the what comes out is he feels is true. You ask somebody else about George Floyd, they're gonna talk through their what's it called?
To their bleeding heart. What about, all right, Doc, you and I talked about this when this first happened.
And I remember the footage, and I remember at that time what looked like to be the pressure that could be put on the knee didn't seem to be. It was something about the way his foot was, and it was like there wasn't no pressure added. The bend and the tension that should have been there wasn't there. So, but at that point, it was just kind of like blown off as, okay, And this is what happens with a lot of these things. We hear something tragic, and we walk by it, and we just see it passingly, and we forget about it. And, oh, did you see this happen? It was so horrible, and these type of things. And you hear somebody else talk about it, and it just formulates in your mind as you're seeing something. But when you really dig into it and look at it and pay attention to it, you come up with a whole lot of questions. And I remember we kind of skimmed over it, and even at that point, it was a couple of questions, and just kind of blown away, like, okay, that's what's going on. But, with this whole thing coming out, it just didn't happen that way.
Did you ever hear the reports of the autopsy, or did you
No,
let
I
it go?
never did.
You never looked into it?
I never followed into it.
Yeah, because I remember that day pretty distinctive when this thing happened to George. You were like, you can't die from that. It had to be something else. Those were your exact words. You said, from what I saw, you shouldn't be dead from that. It's you shouldn't. And other people, they see that, and they say to themselves like, he's breaking his neck.
Yeah.
The human neck is strong, man. It's very, very strong. And to stop air from happening the way it did, it usually takes a lot of problems, like high blood pressure problems and so many other things that's gonna take your life. But I digress. I just wanted to bring that up, that Kanye West is basically saying, yeah, this man died, but it wasn't from the knee on someone's neck. And
Oh, shit.
I always questioned whether there was a death at all. You remember, me. I'm the first one to say, is this even real? I'm that guy.
Oh, yeah, and this is a random aside, but I would need to be corrected, and someone can check in the comments if I'm correct. But the person who did the autopsy report is the same person on the George Floyd case, also worked on the OJ case, which I don't know where you have a celebrity autopsy person. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
If somebody can do the job of, doing an autopsy, I wouldn't assume you would need someone special for celebrities.
I don't get that.
Or
It
any
bothers me.
occupation.
That totally
Doesn't make
bothers
any
me.
sense
Not
to
enough
me.
power? All right, we good?
Mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who you think he reminded me of? Virgil. He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all because that's how they get me, right? But I know that we lost him. And I know that this white company, Louis Vuitton, is now making statues of him, like as a martyr. And we don't know why exactly. We say it's cancer.
But I want to be careful with this subject because.
Wait a second, but tell me,
Are they, like,
could you even
outside?
really run this interview?
Well,
This
that's-
lab
It's
didn't
like-
run
Yeah,
it.
like
busting
a
somebody else's
delivery.
phone.
Yeah, like
They
a delivery
blocked me
truck
out.
and stuff.
The Jewish media blocked me out. This shit lit, right? I'm lit, right? I'm lit. I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? JP Morgan, I put $140 million into JP Morgan, and they treated me like shit. So if JP Morgan Chase is treating me like that, how they treating the rest of y'all?
That's outrageous, yeah.
And this murderers with chase accounts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I am outraged. By the time people always, they want to calm it down.
Because no matter what, you didn't break no law.
I didn't break a law.
No
I
matter
didn't
what,
break a
The
law.
bank shouldn't be a judge or jury on anything that's
But
going
this
on.
is it's like a social contract. Candace Owens has a word for it, I'm forgetting it. But it's basically like they told Candace Owens she couldn't hang out with me. I'm here because I ain't have no outlet. I was on Tucker Carlson, right? And people, Trump supporters, they think it's so, they think it's nice that a black guy supports Trump. But it's like, would they really support me when I do? Because they said legally I'm not allowed to say what's happening in 2024. But all those people that love me when I run against, when I wore the hat, right? Would they support me? I got to say something about the hat. That's one of the things that really drove me to the edge.
Some of the MAGA hats.
The MAGA hat. Imagine your own wife telling you, "Oh, the hat's small dick energy." Meanwhile, the Clintons got them trying to get people to get vaccinated. I know somebody, I'm not going to say his name, where Kim and Chris got on the phone with them trying to get them to push the vaccination to black people. Meaning that's how in tune and how aligned with the Clintons that the Kardashians were through Corey. Through Corey. Corey is a plant. Corey was, Puff Daddy, Nanny, Manny. You get what I'm saying? Then he was with Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber got in trouble. And then
Different
when
Corey.
Bruce did a transition to
I don't know
Caitlyn,
who.
he
Corey
popped
Gamble.
up. Now he
Oh,
run
okay.
around like he Kylie Daddy. But he's there for the agenda and controlling the power of that family. 4 of those people in that family have been raised Christian by Rob Kardashian. I know y'all want a question, but did you ask something?
I think you just gotta let some of this out there, and then we.
Is that even venting or inventing? it's up. You know, they done fuck with me too long. Every time they say my name wrong, it's like they calling me Cassius. My name Ali. If I change my name, you respect that I changed my name. It shows you the level of disrespect. Every time they say one of my outfits are bizarre. When the last time you read a headline and they called me a billionaire? For 3 years, Forbes wouldn't say I was a billionaire. It's all to diminish me so y'all wouldn't listen to me. So say when I did the Ye and Drake show, right? It's so funny, I look up and it said Ye, D-R-K right there. But I look at it's just a similarity to it.
Like me?
Actually, Gemini dyslexic, left-handed, made to be right-handed so I could fit in.
Okay. All right. That's all right. Continue. All right. I'm gonna take another shot. I'm gonna be honest. This is a lot.
Only the do say.
Yeah, okay. Only the do say. This is beautiful.
Yo, think about like Nike. Nike is as popular as Apple, but it's company number 321. Apple's number 1. Nike's on defense. It's not on offense. Right? Because niggas love Nike. Right? So Nike is used for political influence because it's not about the money you make, it's about the position you have. So when they signed me to Gap, it wasn't to raise a stock price, it was to be able to be like, to tell the Fortune 500 companies that do deals with China, to tell them, hey, Gap has influence in the underserved communities.
Right.
That was what the deal was about.
That's the girl part. Not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation. So you would feel.
Hold on, let me ask you something, because as a person that when we first seen the Gap deal, right?
Yeah.
We understand that rich motherfuckers ain't going in the Gap, but you know what? They was going in the Gap because of you. They was going, and it said powered by Balenciaga. But then you walk into the store, and then there's these clothes that's just on the floor. Is that degrading to somebody that's rich that want to come in there and support you?
We should degrade the rich. Everybody is dirt. Everybody on the same level beneath God. Because we'll hop over.
That was all. Almost American.
You know, we'll walk over a homeless person to get to the Gucci store. Ray Kurzweil said, a utopia is possible where we're led by the least noble and the greediest people. I brought the head designer of Balenciaga, the greatest designer on our planet today, Dimna. Dimna is the Ye of clothing. Dimna is the Drake of clothing. Drake is the greatest rapper ever.
And you said,
and I don't apologize about it.
You said in war he held fuck your baby's mother's mother?
Yeah, that was hard.
That was
hard.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I mean, it's like
we was confused.
You know what it means. So,
There's so many places that we can go.
and I put like Corey.
Well, let me just say, I think what he's trying to say is that Drake has sex with
The mama?
what's the mama's name? Chris?
Yeah.
That's what he's
There's-
saying.
yeah.
But let's always remember that JC Taylor, who is also the game, he has sex with her too, supposedly.
So,
Yeah, it's like both of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know these
Time
things.
to bring out the Yummy Easy. Oh my God, I'm sorry, can I continue?
Libra, happy birthday.
Oh shit. Okay.
Still.
Ye is out there. Let's go. Speaking of that, are you single or are you back in?
Okay, I'm going to refer to as the first time in the interview where Ye gets distracted. There's a young lady who's serving drinks to the table. She's in a black dress. They don't show her face. They don't show her hair. They just show her kind of going by the camera. And Ye screams out something about Libras because it must have been her birthday. Maybe she's in October, Libra. And he makes the reference. So this is reference 1 to acknowledging the woman who's serving the drinks. I thought
Wait. Before we go ahead of the drinks, I want to go to, there was some part where, before that, a little beforehand, where Nore completely shifted what Kanye was saying. And it was reference to Kim Kardashian using Kanye. And
Yes.
she did a metaphor, and he used a metaphor that I can't recall. I just want.
Should we go back?
I was gonna have you go back, but you were going on such a roll, and you want to stop.
Okay. Your finger popping. Well, yeah, I was like, what's going on? What does that mean? What does that mean? Drake is the greatest rapper ever. And you said, and I don't apologize about it. You said war.
That's what they said. There was so
A
many things to
utopia is
stop.
possible where we're led by the least noble and the greedy. Look over a homeless person to get to the Gucci store.
No, it was
Ray
before.
Kurzweil said,
they was going in the gap because of you, and it was going to, and it said powered by Balenciaga.
Yeah, all right. So that's just what Nore interrupted. So a little before
And then
this.
so you would feel,
Let me ask you something because
Yeah, all
as a
right. So a
person-
little before.
it was about.
That's the girl part, not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation. So you would feel,
Let me ask you something
All right.
because
So
as a person that
all right. So you can.
the Fortune 500 companies that do deals with China to tell them, hey, Gap has influence in the underserved communities. That was what the deal was about.
That's the girl part, not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation.
All right.
So you would feel,
Let me ask you
All
something.
right. Do you get what he's
as a
so
person-
that he's insinuating?
Whoa. I'm glad we went back, bro.
I knew Elvis.
Yeah, we going back.
That was-
Hold on.
the Fortune 500 companies that do deals with China to tell them, hey, Gap has influence in the underserved communities. That was what the deal was about.
That's the girl part, not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation. So you would feel,
Let me ask you something because when you see the gap deal, right?
Is that there, right? Is that what he's doing? Is he really doing that?
But you see how Nori we can't be throwing Nori under the bus and get mad. This is not a journalist. This is a dude who's high, laughing and joking, who has a cue card, and he's gonna ask certain questions. This man just said some crazy pivotal, like this is important. Damn, I gotta go back.
We understand that rich mother.
in
He's trying to say that
it wasn't
the
Whoa.
Gap used him so that the Gap could say, look, we deal with niggas too. Is that what he's trying to say?
And,
Like,
yeah, and he said that's the same way Kim Kardashian used me. That's the same.
whoa. And then Nori
And
just.
then Nore just wait, whoa.
Whoa.
Let's move on. Let's move past that.
So do you think it was purposeful that Nori did that, or do you think that Nori is just not a true journalist?
I won't go conspiratorial. I thought it was I thought out of everything to like lean into, I think that would be something to lean into.
Yeah.
Like you feel like Kanye. So you felt Kim Kardashian really was only with you because you was black. I feel like if that was anything to lean into and not digress from, it would be that.
Right.
But
I
don't know
love
why
that.
he
to
did.
raise the
Let's
stock
hear that
price.
again.
It was to be able to be like, to tell the Fortune 500 companies that do deals with China, to tell them, hey, Gap has influence in the underserved communities. That was what the deal was about.
That's the girl part, not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation. So you would feel,
Let me ask you something because as a person that when we first seen the Gap deal,
Freaking
right?
Nori.
And
We
even to
understand
that, I was less interested. Like I almost got lost in what he was saying
because of you,
afterwards.
and it was going, and it said powered by Balenciaga. But then you walk into the store, and then this clothes that's just on the floor. Is that degrading to somebody that's rich? That
Like
wanna
that's
come
what
in
he
there?
digresses to. Is that's crazy to me. Yo, that blew
To transition to that, to the clothes on the floor, when he said that Gap used me the way the Kardashians used me. What do you think about the clothes on the floor?
That is.
Let's talk
All
about
right,
it.
cool. Yeah, I'm always suspicious now that I heard what he digressed to.
You're almost suspicious that what?
That
Somebody
after
had
I
a
heard
little.
what he digressed to.
Is someone in Nori's ear? Is there like a head? Is there a producer in the background
Like,
on
I'm
the
like,
microphone and say, "Please move away from this"?
Yeah, I didn't really need to get conspiratorial, but that was especially because that was a.
Please do not apologize
Such a
about
non-sequitur.
conspiratorial things.
But we were led by the least noble and the greediest people. I brought the head designer of Balenciaga, the greatest designer on our planet today, to Dimna. Dimna is the Ye
Wow.
of clothing. Dimna is the Drake of clothing. Drake is the greatest rapper ever.
And you said,
And I don't apologize about it.
you said in war, he'll fuck your baby's
I think
mother's
Kanye
mother.
means that differently.
Yeah, that was hard.
I think Kanye means that differently.
What you guys think he mean?
I think
What do you think he mean? I mean,
it means that Drake messed with Kim's moms. He smashed Kim's moms.
Oh,
What are you
no,
saying?
I ain't go with that.
this is the greatest rapper ever.
I think
What do you mean? What does he mean by that?
Joe,
Oh,
I
you're
know,
saying?
that's what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah. He said he don't think he means it like that. He means you say. What does he mean then?
I think that's almost a slight and almost a backhand, because I think of how Kanye West. I think how he speaks of rappers and how rappers are used. It seems like he's talking about how people in the music industry use rappers to get a certain messaging and agenda against.
Nothing.
And I think, and maybe, and this may be reaching to some extent, but I think he believes that Drake is a perfect person for what the music industry needs rap to do for people, and I think that's what he means by that when he says that's the greatest rapper.
Okay, that's a good argument. I never thought of that. That Drake is so great and so good because of all the influence he has.
Yeah, on the black
Yeah.
community and what he gets him doing. Like I think
like
the music industry does
That's
what
what
he
happened.
does more than any person rapper does,
I mean, I guess what
and
they
he
do.
sells the most. What?
They're going to get, they make the business of finding the most talented and then showcase that person. And then hopefully be able to get in that person's ear so they could guide or give the messaging that, that doesn't go against whatever's trying to be done.
It's like,
I agree.
we was confused.
You know what it means. So, hey, I put like Corey know what it means.
Corey, oh my God.
So,
See, why was he shook by that?
Corey knows what it means.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Why Nore
Who's
shook by
Corey?
that?
They don't even explain who these people are.
Oh,
See, this is the young lady walking by, and she's serving the drink.
Are you single or are you back in the
Oh,
market?
sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. I think Corey Gamble dated Kim Kardashian's mother, Kris Jenner,
Right.
and he was also Justin Bieber's manager.
Right.
So I don't know if that's.
How do you know this Corey Gamble thing?
I don't know, because my ex used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Okay. What do they call that? By proxy?
Yeah. Through osmosis.
Yeah.
Inflation's picking up on the side.
yeah, I'm the type of person I'm gonna go from girlfriend to girlfriend. Like I like focus. I like to, like I say, would it amuse you if I amused you? Like I like to make a girl my muse.
That's Andy Warhol
I like
stuff.
to take them and take them overseas or something like that. I like to get them Birkins. I might even get a girl a house. You know what I'm saying? I'm just on some like ridiculously rich shit. You know what I'm saying? I just do everything.
Mind you,
Super sick right now.
Yeah.
Super sick
mind
right
you,
now.
he's throwing this in the air towards the young lady who served them drinks.
That's a bad look. That's a bad look.
I'm so rich. My father, you know what he calls that? My father says that when in the 70s, he says, you know what kind of money we had in the 70s? I was like, tell me. He said, stupid money. And he says it was just stupid. It was just, it made you stupid. You did stupid things. You bought stupid things. Everything you did was stupid. That's how much money they were making in the 70s. I digress.
No, because we can't have them homeless. We can't have them homeless.
No, but one day. One day I'm singing one of my favorite songs. I'm like, your life in the change right now.
That was about Cheney.
Okay.
Dick Cheney?
Wait a minute. What? No, but I was singing it.
No, at first, the funny thing, it was about Stas. And then Stas, Kylie's friend, and she was scared to come down to the studio because,
Because my life was finna change right now?
because the Kardashians got her threatened. So then I just took her name off.
Really?
Yeah. And then, but the
thing. It's like a mix because I could like a couple girls at one time, and I'll put that together in a verse. So some of the stuff is like specifically Cheney, and some of the stuff is more Stas. And then you know, at the end of the day, it's all gospel, right? So we could be inspired by what God made through the female's beauty, but at the end of the day, we got to give it all to God. So at the end of the song, it says, Stassi, baby, why you twerk so crazy? I want to be on an airplane, because it's a twerking video, she on the airplane. I played for Trav, he started laughing. But then I switched, I said, Lord, take me where you want to take me. Too much drama lately, your life finna change right now. Your life finna change right now. Balenciaga for all your friends, Hermes for the arguments. Your life finna change right now. Okay, let me talk about Balenciaga.
Okay. I'm Balenciaga that. Just in case you don't know, I study.
Yeah, so
Oh, and I got the lights lighting up too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Since you did the last interview, I've been Balenciaga. Y'all, you know my nickname is Yala, so now they call me Balenciaga.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
All right, so
Balenciaga.
has the best design because they have the best designer. Period.
And that's not you?
I'm more like a Steve Jobs type. You know, you should say to Steve, like, yo, you don't even program. You know, I would never disrespect a designer that been to school and that can cut and have dedicated their whole life and call myself a designer. I'm more an imagineer. I'm a visionary. And I place the pieces of our culture together. Even right now, you know, I want to bring joy and laughter. So even if say we wanted to like look at the interview and we have a conversation out and say, look, do we need this first segment? Let's just do the shit that's like, you know, it's controversial because people ain't gonna really name names, but it's funny still. I think about that. It's like, we need joy. It's too much pain. You know, it's too much anger and it's too much trauma economy. You know, I'm not gonna be like, I talk about the left, the Democrats, and how they prey with BLM on our outrage. You know, even when I put up the DEFCON 3 tweet, I was outraged at this point.
What does DEFCON 3 mean?
It's like level of just like
You know, actually, when it's DEFCON,
it's like nuclear war.
but I spelled it wrong. I have a tendency to do that. But DEFCON is actually that you're preparing to protect yourself. Because that's what I did. Because once they cancel 4 SoFi stadiums because of what's classified as wrong think, because you have groupthink, it is very important to have the black vote be in groupthink and to not separate from the thought.
What you guys think about that? Which whole idea of groupthink? And what he's about to allude to, I guess.
Well, that's almost what I was alluding to when he was talking about calling Drake the greatest rapper, because he can continue to keep black people in groupthink and stuff like that.
I've never actually heard this term, groupthink. Is this something?
Oh yeah, groupthink. Groupthink means it's almost like so you know the term mass formation psychosis.
No.
All right.
Like herd mentality.
Yeah.
And,
Mass formation psychosis.
Okay, so all right, so we got all right. Now we're just throwing terms at you. So I'll start with groupthink. Groupthink is regardless of any reason or any logic. It's a belief. It's belief people have, regardless of anything else, but other people in the group believe it. So if you like, say I'll differentiate even from, because people mistake kind of religion or something, Christianity as groupthink, but it's still, you can still trace it based on rationality and the rationality based on a principle. Does that make sense? So there's still some intellectualism. Groupthink is just, all right, we think this, there's 100 of us, and 100 of us think that something's blue. Therefore, if there's 3 other people in the group that think differently, They don't have a choice because of unwritten things, but tyranny is a majority, so I think.
How do they
Similar
get
to
the
that.
thought though? Where do they get the thought from?
So that's the thing about the group think. The group think may not necessarily be something that's really, really accurate, but somehow everybody's been convinced to go along with it. So for example, everybody's purpose is to, wake up, get a job so you can pay for your living.
Right.
And that's a group think, but then you think about we're the only living things that's paying for our existence.
All right. I don't think that's group thing.
No, I'm taking it to an extra level, but the idea is that, you've been fed this idea that, you have to get up and you have to get an education.
But there's reason to, like, you can follow breadcrumbs to why people came to the conclusion why you should do A, B, and C. Like, I don't think things like, I don't think things that are passed down are necessarily, because you can call anything that's cultural groupthink. You can call anything that's groupthink, but I think how groupthink is different is groupthink groupthink doesn't have any, I guess, attachment or any reason to it. Maybe that's my own differentiation.
This is my
Interestingly
point.
enough, I was getting ready to say this right before you said that, is the fact that I think the only person that recognizes groupthink is the person that can think outside the group. And everybody else think everything is fine. And when you go along with them, you don't think of it as you groupthink either. So just by you saying that, it's almost like you're part of a group that, well, you know what, I need to pay and bring for my, I gotta live. It makes sense. I gotta pay money, so I gotta get education, so I can do that. But that's all part of the group thing, because before all that, people didn't think like that at all. I need to find me a piece of land. I'm gonna grow my food on that land. My family's gonna eat off that land. We're not even thinking about going anywhere to get any paper that wasn't it. Right. So the group think have shifted, so to speak. And the people that from that time set, they're probably still like, yo, what you guys are doing?
Yeah, but I'm aware that I don't have to. I know that I don't have to do these things. I'm not in the mind. I just know, that's why I say there's a reason to certain things and reason to certain things, like certain religious things, because I know that I can see the evidence of my life being harder or my life being more difficult or this causing more issues if I don't abide by these behaviors. Not by these, just an arbitrary fear. There's a reason to, if I don't work or if I don't get the education, then I won't get to a certain point where I won't be able to support myself and where I won't be able to feed myself. So there's something you can trace back to why we do it. But I think certain group things are just implanted, like liberalism.
This is where I'm coming from. It's part of the download. I refer to what you're saying is groupthink. I refer to in the community where we might look at this world as some sort of construct, something that I have bought into, to so to speak, for lack of a better word. I am one of those people that look at this reality that we're in, and it comes with programs already built into us. This sort of group think that you refer to doesn't require an individual to speak it. We feel that we know it. It's like when we get a new phone, that phone already comes with apps. That phone comes with TikTok. It comes with, Shazam or any one of these programs already built in. And that's like this groupthink mentality that I always fight against, where you think is possibly just something that you've bought into without even being aware of it. Is that a groupthink? Is that groupthink where a group of people just are moving along almost herdish?
Yeah.
And they're not even aware of why they're even doing what they're doing.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. Yeah, exactly.
So
That's how it's different. Yeah.
So for example, we have the group is diverse, but say for example, the vice president. There's a lot of women of color that just voted for it just because it's like, who else am I going to vote for? But then we could say, so it's kind of like part of the reason why you should vote for somebody is not the reason that they went along with. So that's kind of like part of the idea of groupthink also. So in other words, it departs from the rational purpose of it. Well, what's her policy? What she's thinking about? What she's doing? Like, well, I don't care. I just want to vote for her.
Right.
So.
almost like a reflex
Yeah.
to.
Like yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Whatever we do, we ain't talking about that person.
Yeah.
Because we ain't got that kind of time. I have to brush my teeth and all that stuff from the vomit. And, I don't want to talk about that person.
And being completely in line with the agenda of the left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese.
There's a lot of Chinese things got something to do with it.
They got something to do with everything. This is my issue with Jared Kushner. So I went to a dinner, right, with Josh Kushner, Jared Kushner, and Ivanka. I'm always saying a name like that. So
That's Trump's ex, right? Ivanka Trump, yeah.
Ring to it.
Ivanka, that was the president's wife, right? Oh, right.
Yeah, it's so funny though, because me and Drake, before Donda came out, we met up at the studio, and the 80% of the time I'm just talking about how much I love Future and how I want to work with him, and how he's the most influential artist of the past 10 years. He had the most number ones in history now, but Wait For You. So we was right about that, right? So, and he says, yo, I just want to tell you, nothing ever happened.
Can I stop? I'm sorry. This is going to take us forever because
It is.
Like, you telling
no
me
end.
that Future's been the most influential. Why? Because he got more kids on Xanax, Perks, and Molly than any other rapper?
Maybe that's what he's trying to say.
How could that be good? Like, how could you?
Influential doesn't always mean good. It just means it means able to be mimicked.
But he said he's his favorite rapper. He always want to work with him.
I thought he's that. Well, that's another question with that. But
All right, let's just continue.
Future sound?
No, this is what Drake told me.
Oh,
I'm only talking to Drake about Future, really. Like, I'm like, yo, I love Future.
This is after y'all squashed the beat after the
This is
concert?
when we were squashing it,
Okay,
right?
okay.
This is when we squashed it twice last year. In the beginning, and then when me and Jay Prince went
Which
to...
I always thought was a fake
go
beef
see him. I
between
got
him
another
and
funny
Drake.
story
I
about
didn't
that.
believe it.
So then Drake says to me, yo... No, I need to tell the story like this. So... basically, Jared Kushner asked Steve Stout, like, yo, just tell me, like, did Ye fuck my wife? And Steve Stout was like, no, Ye never did nothing. So when I went to the White House, I saw Jared. I was like, yo, I want to just tell you, nothing ever happened. He's like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, yo, and I grabbed him by both shoulders, and I was like, yo, Jared, nothing's ever happened. And he said, yo, thank you for saying that. Okay, so when I saw Drake, we was in the parking lot, we're talking, and he said, yo, I just want to tell you, yo, nothing ever happened. And then I said, yo, thank you for saying that. When did I become Jared Kushner?
Did you get that, Ulric?
Yeah, all right. So was he was that a reference to that he's saying he never fucked Kim Kardashian? Drake is saying to Kanye, nothing ever happened.
Nothing ever happened.
So wait, but I've
And
never
he
heard
had
about this story with Kanye West and Jared Kushner's.
It's not even Jared Kushner. It's not Jared Kushner.
Whatever Kushner
Well,
was,
maybe it is.
he thought that Kanye West assured him that he never had sex with his wife.
What? Wait, when was it insinuated that Kanye West had sex with?
Inside stuff.
Inside stuff. This is
I remember.
This never made it
So you get that little
to
piece
the
of it
small
to get
hat, the small hat media like TMZ or whatever it was.
I did not know where this is going. I just scared 1 second.
Hidden Hills. Give your wife the chills. So
So I don't know what he was up there at.
this is why we're gonna win for 2024, bro. It's like this truth. Because every man got their truth.
Right.
Every man could be the victim of the victor. You either one, you cheating with somebody, you're getting cheated on. You either the victim or the bully. Like, it depends on the situation you're in, and I just want to show you that situation. So we're going because the old man made a call for me and
You said old man, we're talking about Larry Hoover.
yeah, Larry Hoover
That's right.
made a call for me and Drake to squash things
Right.
and to do this
That's
concert together. Just like Farrakhan said something to me and Puff just now about
Larry
White
Hoover
Lives
was the
Matter,
guy in
Black
jail,
Lives
in
Matter,
prison, right?
and about the misunderstandings that we're having out here, right? So
Which is beautiful.
So it's me, Jay Prince, G,
Hold on,
Jazz
wait.
Prince,
Sorry.
it's his wife.
Wait, is it to be remiss? Why is Farrakhan being involved with mediation between two rappers?
That's been
Who are not even Islam.
that's happened many times. He stepped in many times. I can't remember exactly which times, but this is not anything new for Farrakhan to get involved.
Then I got a girl with me, and I'm like, damn, my bitch not as bad as Jazz wife.
Well, you said this out loud.
I'm like, damn, she killer. So anyway, so Dave Chappelle has a concert that night. The night
You
where
see,
we're going.
this is why I have a hard time with Ye.
Yeah, what
He
happened?
obviously brought a woman with him. And while he's talking about another woman, he stops and apologizes real quick and said, I'm just playing. I don't like that.
I ain't cash.
I don't like that.
So we're seeing like, yo, can we go chop it up with Drake and then make it to the Dave Chappelle joint and go by the house? And then, so we're on the plane and we're like, well, where's Drake's house in comparison and distance to the concert? And I look up, I say, Google it. That's the whole thing. You could Google it. Remember the whole, wait a second. I can set it up differently. Remember the whole thing was,
Yeah, when you gave
yo,
Drake
I
address.
gave his address.
Yes, yes.
And my whole thing is you could Google the address.
Right.
And everybody on the plane start laughing. Because you could Google the address. You know, it just looked like something on Instagram. Oh, got the address. Hey, guess how I found it? I Googled it.
Kanye is used to people laughing when he
Doesn't
laughs.
look the same on these Google Maps.
So how is that? So you actually go to his house to squash it?
Yeah.
You walk into the lion's den for lack of a better term, because you're on his grounds. And then you at this time, at least I remember, this is Kanye Dolo. This is like, Kanye's not rolling with no one. Or did you go with security at that time, or no?
No, I mean, Jay Prince was there.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
That's
real.
successful.
Let's make some noise, Jay Prince.
Much respect to Jay Prince, definitely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but you know, Charlemagne.
How you knew I was going to talk about Charlemagne? How you knew that? That's in my notes.
And we don't call Charlemagne the God, Charlemagne the
go
God.
on air
We
and
call
be
Charlemagne
I'm a paraphrase.
lesser charge. We call him
because
Charlemagne,
he got a
lesser
bigger
charge,
Why you talking about
McKelvey.
another man dick on camera?
You know
None
what
you
the
got
last
to
name.
deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a bunch of these industry plant niggas is just like
Those
Samuel
two.
Jackson and Django. Not Samuel Jackson in real life. I fuck with Samuel Jackson in real life. I'm just talking about the character in Django. It's like, man, y'all are not helping, but it's like a video game of life. You know, we all gonna get free eventually. And like you see, I got love for everybody, but it's no love if somebody's fucking with me.
Right.
I'm like, I really don't wish harm on nobody.
Right.
But I do realize that I could make people jealous by like flexing so hard, and that's gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? It's because me and Cons would be in the studio, and we would make songs and be like, yo, we want to make niggas mad. We want to make niggas mad with the music. Like, it was like, if it don't hurt. Like, if it don't, it can't just compete, it has to hurt. We not just, that's the reason why I'm not washed, because I still make it hurt, you know, so, and then it comes out and it hurt, and people be hurt about it, and then I be halfway acting like I don't know why they hurt. They hurt because you hurt them. This hurts. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping in a stadium hurts.
Yeah.
All like, you know, throwing Balenciaga Couture on the floor, it hurts. Like even when, you know, I went to the Ice Cube Big 3 event, and I had Justin LaBoy, King Toxic, and I had Vori with me, and I was saying like, yo, Drake, because this is my number, you know, it's like if we're gonna put our album out, you gotta go after the number one artist.
Which was Vori at the time?
Which was Drake.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like right now, when me, James Blake, and No Idea are in the studio working on our album, who do you think we be bringing up when we talking about songs? Stadium artists. Who do you think we bring up? And we ain't got no problem. There's no beef, no problem. It's just like, yo, we competing. Not Drake. Who do you think we bring up? Anybody else got another?
Travis?
Stadium. Think down here.
Kodak Black.
No.
Stadium.
Stadium. Stadium.
Not arena. Not even. Not.
That's who's on our wall. That's who's on our wall when we make music.
Right.
We loading up concert footage.
Are you talking about the aesthetics of the stadium and what it's looking
Yeah,
like?
not just the
And in
aesthetic.
retrospect, if it wasn't for me, it might not be no Bad Bunny. I brought reggaeton
Oh, he said
to
Bad
America.
Bunny. He looks up to like as far as like his competition. I don't get Bad Bunny. I don't get it.
The thing is,
You see a Big Brother song?
I don't know. I don't get it.
I know him as a wrestler.
We're gonna look at
Bad Bunny was a
Balenciaga,
wrestler?
we're gonna
Well, there's
look
a-
at Ralph, we're looking at these
wrestler.
raps.
Yeah, there's another guy
We're
that's.
gonna look at
No,
Drake.
no,
You know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
guy.
We're
He
looking
that
at
signed to
stadiums.
WWE.
We're gonna
He's
look
a
at
music
Bad Bunny.
guy.
We gotta look at everything. That's
So
what
he's talking
we
about some
look at
very
money.
specific, like areas. I don't know what you
We're
meant by
gonna look
Bad
at
Bunny,
Drake.
but
You know what I'm saying? We looking at stadiums.
Right.
We're gonna look at Bad Bunny. We gotta look at everything. That's
Yeah,
what they have.
some
We're gonna
music
look at
artists, but
money.
he also was
We're gonna
signed
look
to
at
like WWE.
Elon. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
We're gonna
I
look
never
at-
heard his music.
It depends on what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We go,
Might not be no Bad Bunny. I brought reggaeton to America. I'm sorry. I'm making noise to me.
I brought reggaeton to America.
Cool, let's go.
so the thing is, it depends on what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do clothes. We're gonna look at Supreme.
Right.
We're gonna look at Balenciaga. We're gonna look at Ralph. Are we looking at these raps?
Right.
You know, we're gonna look at Drake. You know what I'm saying? We looking at stadiums.
Right.
We're gonna look at Bad Bunny. We gotta look at everything. That's what he had. We're gonna look at money. We're gonna look at Elon. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at the Saudis. That's how I look at everything.
That's a
Right.
widespread view of everything.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everything has to be Apple, level.
Because we heard you was building your own Yay community. Is that still
Yeah, immunity?
Yay community?
Unity. This is one of my issues that I have because I've been building. I've invested like over $150 million in 10 years of research into simplifying our communities because there are no black, not just because there are no black-owned communities, but just me as a black person, that's who I am in this video game of life. I'm the type of person that's like, yo, we are one species, right? We're one being. There's no
Solid.
That's it.
Let's make noise for Yay real quick. I'm sorry. We are one species. Take it from
We
the
want but
You gotta sip it. It don't count. Yeah, it don't count. I'm sorry. This is Drink Champs. What's up?
oh, this is good, right?
It's not Tucker Carlson. It's not Good Morning America.
Oh, you said his name right this time.
I said it right. You is back in the culture, and guess what? Welcome back, baby.
You is back in the culture.
I'm a living Mace rap.
Yes.
Just listen to a Mace rap and like if this was a person.
Right. You know, Mason was going on tour, got canceled. They should have added you.
I would got super canceled then.
Oh, fuck. I didn't think it like that.
got super canceled.
They had the meanest 5 dates ever.
There you go.
Yeah. Atlanta ain't canceling.
It's so funny that the Gap wouldn't put a store in Atlanta.
What?
I was born in Atlanta.
What?
All of the freshest, like, you know what I'm saying, me, Andre 3000, Playboy Cardi, like all of the like freshest dress, influencers are like from Atlanta and stuff. So that's that thing where people talking about you without you in the room. That's the thing when we sign and do these licensing deals.
You're a brand though. Yeah, they supposed to talk about you a lot when you're not in the room.
Yeah, but that's when you sign to them. They're seeing how they're gonna use you.
So this is what I break it down in like simplest form for record. Like, so you wasn't signed to them. You this was a distribution deal. This was
It was like a
deal?
licensing deal.
Okay.
And the funny thing is they think they could give me a baby B, and you know the baby B.
The little
It's a billion, yeah, but it's like a little baby billion. It's like a little billion. It's like a little billion. It's a baby B.
It's like a baby beat. No, I don't know what that is yet. If you don't want it, we'll take the baby.
Yeah, but they think they could just like run us with a baby B, little baby B. And the funny thing is, You know, they'll give me that, and I'm making, you know, more money than anybody that works at the Gap. But you want the information. It's like a friend that caught your girl cheating, right? How much is it worth to have the actual information? And then he said it, but then she's lying, right? So if you actually had something on camera or a phone or a text or a screen grab, what would that be worth to you? Let's say you bought a car or something like that. Wouldn't it be worth 2 cars just to have that text? Just to have it? I remember I found out some information one time. It was on the Super Bowl. I literally found it at the time when Tom Brady was throwing a touchdown. The audience was going like this. I was going like this. Yeah, I caught you now. You was lying the whole time. Like,
What's about the inflation?
What'd you say?
The inflation when the ball was.
No, not the inflation.
Okay.
This is a later date and shit.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is,
Say, wait, I'm talking about something. I said too much.
You know what that's saying?
What?
That's the games are fixed. What a lot of people don't know is that the NFL, part of their constitution and part of their code of conduct is they are legally allowed to rig games. Can rig the games.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah. So Kanye's basically got the text, and he knew what was about to happen.
information is the most.
They said such and
important
such will
resource
trip and the
to
ball
our
will be
species
caught.
above water.
Oh, this is important.
This is a later date and shit.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, information is the most important resource to our species above water. Because with information, you can find water. So Jewish people have information, Chinese people, it's not even information, it's intelligence, right? Because what is the definition of the word nigger? Ignorant. So it's intelligence. So you see a human being that can be looked at or classified as a nigger that is cocooning or breaking out of a cocoon into intelligence and bringing all of his niggas with him at the same time. And that is the way that we're gonna get free. Ignorant. So it's intelligence. So you see a human being that can be looked at or classified as a nigga that is cocooning or breaking out of a cocoon into intelligence and bringing all of his niggas with him at the same time. And that is the way that we're gonna get free and come into our own power the way the Jewish people came into their power.
And avoiding misinformation, which is more.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So we got a guy who is what I would refer to as a self-proclaimed Messiah. He is going to lead his people through this Red Sea of small hat mafias, and he's going to kick in the door and wave the 4-4, so to speak, and take over. Like what are you saying? You're saying that you were in this cocoon of niggering, and you've broken out of this nigger cocoon and acquired intelligence or information, and this information now is going to lead you to grab everyone and say, now this is where we going, follow me. I have a problem with that. I think that is far-fetched. I think it's destined for failure, because the only way that would work, it would have to be grassroots. It would have to be very small. It would have to be compartmentalized, and it would take billions of dollars to change the minds of the people, to have them believing that there's a new way of thinking. And I figured it out. Me, Kanye West, I'm out of that cocoon. I'm new, improved, smarter. You know, he's like the bionic man over here. You know, bigger, faster, stronger, however that went. And
What you think?
I mean, I agree with you, Elvis. I kind of have an issue with him kind of trying to become like it's almost similar to what Marcus Garvey wanted to do when he wanted to be the president of Africa. And at first he had good sentiment about,
The president of the whole Africa. Africa got 50-some
That's what
countries.
Mark
He left that part out.
Yeah. So that's part of his. That was
His
part of the
spiel.
Back to Africa movement, because that's why part of he wanted to get people back to Africa, and he wanted to end up being the president. But the part, so I'm seeing. I'm not sure if Kanye West, him saying this, I don't think he's over it enough where I see you and we both have a problem with it. I agree that it's an issue, but I think he's almost trapped by his ego, in which I don't think he understands he's trying to become the emperor of black people, or he's trying to. I think he's trying to be black people.
No. It ain't black people. No, he's crystal clear. It's niggas. It ain't black people.
Well, all right. I don't believe in that Chris Rock sentiment that
Okay,
black people.
but
Chris Rock bullshit. He's suspicious on that.
No, I know what you mean. I get that, but let me just say that I think Kanye West is talking about the skinny jean wearer, the person who knows who these people are on first name basis. I don't know half these people he refers to on a first name basis. I have to go into my mind and think and go, oh, maybe he's talking about, like me earlier, Ralph McDaniels is the first thing that popped in my mind when he said Ralph. And it's like, I'm almost forgetting my point. Go ahead.
As I think, initially, I didn't really question it at all. Like, what is he saying as far as somebody saying, well, is he trying to be the leader of the black? And who is he saying this to? I think the folks that can't get it won't even get where he's coming from. It'll be complete nonsense to them.
Who's those folks?
The folks that, and when I say those folks, I'm talking about folks who are not aware, the skinny jean wearers.
Right.
So in other words, certain things will make sense to certain folks. To other folks, it'll just fly over their head and he's just talking nonsense and so on and so forth. So, and you talked about the Marcus Garvey thing, but I think these sentiments is going to be a grassroots effort, but not all following this one, utopia movement. It's going to be small units doing it amongst themselves and kind of like
exactly.
And
that's the only way. That's the only way it can happen. People don't even need to know why they doing what they doing. Will
the
work.
seed need to be out there.
Better than I'm following Kanye West.
Right.
But I'm
not following Kanye
see
West.
What Kanye's end seems to be. He wants the skinny jean wearing black people to have as much a cohesive community.
No. You see, when I said niggas, I was talking about the white ones, the black ones, the Hispanic ones, the Korean ones. Anyone who uses the word nigga, I'm talking about them. Because the ones that don't use the word,
they're the ones that can be led.
Those are the ones that can be led.
Exactly.
Those are the ones that can be led.
Because they lack the information.
That also because this guy is going to get them hyped.
Yeah, and go. They go dancing down the street.
You can press play and let me excuse myself for 1 second.
Wait a second here. What you guys think out there? What you guys think?
You can even read the chat right now. Whatever some people were talking.
Put it up.
Missions
You did that earlier?
like trauma, economy, like the BLM.
Wait, is that where that's at? No, that's not where that's at. We're not YouTubers. That's the first thing. So I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna work it out.
Elvis is better with the
If
text.
we shut you down, we'll come back up. But wait a minute. Wait, what's this in here? What's that? No. There should be a better way for me to do it without putting my thumb all in the way.
Wasn't that bottom?
Oh, what you do?
I don't know what I did. I just tapped. That's where we stopped before.
Where?
Like Premium Black News.
All right.
I can't. What's okay? Suppose how Virgil really died. All right, who is this Virgil person?
You know what?
Do you have an idea?
No, actually, that's part of the story that skipped me. I don't know who that is at all.
Does anybody want to tell anybody in the chat if there's people there to tell me who Virgil is?
You're right. I'm gonna say PTV for short.
Wait, what was I right about? Who's right?
You know that here?
Oh, you're talking about, who you said was right? Oh, PTV, P Capes?
Yeah. His last statement. Well, this whole thing with the group think, this whole thing with Kanye's found purpose, I think it's a seed of information, and it has less to do with feeling some type of way about other folks, but to kind of like prioritize yourself and prioritize
You're talking about
your folks.
groupthink?
Yeah. So no, not with I say groupthink is one thing, but if there's going to be a groupthink to be had, that groupthink should be we need to prioritize ourselves and to like try to grow.
No, but that would be group. Oh,
No,
so
if there is
so you
to
say
be a
it's
group
positive. But
If-
but
One that looks well, one that that has an interest in seeing your group do better. So in other words, if I have $5 and I can, go buy, this cuisine from across the other side of earth, and I have my folks that's here, where do I spend the money? Do I have the tendency to spend with my folks first, or am I trying to taste every cuisine in the street? And I think most other groups who are very successful, they put their group first. So if they had to make that choice, they'll usually lean towards their group and go on that way.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like people who I think what he was Kanye West was insinuating about the Jews was that again one of the things to revere and to look up to them about is that they do put, I guess, money back in their community. And I might be talking outside of Kanye West. I'm kind of conflating some stuff that I believe in. They're supportive. They try to buy within their community. They try to build up infrastructure within their community. They do try to. So I think that's not so much groupthink. I think that started from a place of fear of their community being imploded or being taken over, more so than I think that was a necessity to their survival. That kind of idea of keeping money within their group or keeping infrastructure within their community, and I think that just happened, and that consistency, and that part of the consistency was fear of someone taking over and wanting to destroy them, because historically, people,
But the other thing about wealth building, and I remember a couple of years ago, there's this really interesting statistic. So, and I think it went something like this: we have about how many times a dollar would exchange hand within these specific groups, and I believe the smaller hats, was at 16 exchanges before it left that community, and I believe. Folks of Asia, the dollar would exchange hands some 12 times. And then I think it kept on going down to where when it got down to people of color, it did not exchange hand less than one time. So in other words, average person of color who have a dollar, chances are that dollar's going to go into the hand of somebody that does not look like them at all. And the idea, I think, that he's trying to push forward has less to do with not liking other folks, but to try to create something for yourself and to kind of want to see good for your group. So
Next time we come together, you gotta have a source for that. We need a source for that. You gotta cite something for that, because that's been around a long time, and possibly that's been debunked.
Who's that?
But the point is good. The point is good because I know my employees. I have to tell my employees. I'm like, whoa, respectfully, please do not run out and go buy your new pair of sneakers and an outfit from, VIM. Please don't do that. Take the money. And you can't, employees, they get upset when you tell them what to do with it. But I have tried my best to try to stop my employees from running out the door and buying a damn outfit every time they get paid. And they don't do anything else with the money. I'm like, I can show you how to win. But let's get back to Kanye. Did you guys go to the chat? Oh no. Did you go to the chat?
We had some. You
Well,
got
kind
through
of,
it.
what did we start? We got on.
He was a
tangent on-
friend of Kanye, Virgil.
Oh yeah, I actually
Is,
Virgil was. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
He's a creator of the Off-White clothing brand and passed away from cancer. That's-
Oh, was that computer? This is recently?
yeah, this is
Yeah,
recent.
we heard
This was
Off-White,
recent.
yeah.
Off-White is, and it was cool. Off-White was really, I like, every time I saw somebody with an Off-White shirt, I'm like, that's really kind of fire.
What was
I
it?
didn't know
Like
what
Coke?
it was.
What, button
It was,
down?
no. It was t-shirt,
Oh.
it was apparel. It was very, very right now.
Urban stuff, street stuff.
Very urban to me,
Okay.
but I never see anyone black wearing it though.
Okay.
It would be all these it'll be like a white guy wearing a hat like this. Mine's is a Stetson. Let's not play that game. Okay, so I don't know if they were wearing Stetsons, but it'd be a cool hat, and then they'll be having that, off white. It was fire. I used to they didn't make my size, so I didn't even try. Let's press play.
You know what I'm saying? When they do BLM, when they do school shootings, the same amount of people getting killed every week in Chicago, but they're not posting that. They're not showing that.
But why you not posting that? Because you from Chicago.
Hey.
Barack Obama's from Chicago.
He's from Hawaii.
Oh, what is that?
No, he was born in Hawaii. He was born in
Oh,
Hawaii.
you said Hawaii.
But he made his chops in
What are
Chicago.
you talking about, Barry?
Yeah, because that's the thing is, what's crazy is I noticed.
You know about Barry, right,
When
Doc?
Clinton became into the administration,
Yeah.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
You know about
became
Barry,
the
right?
smallest place there
Ulric?
was. And then when it started,
Sorry.
I'm just saying.
I know you know
The
Ulric.
George Floyd area, the Free George Floyd zone that they made, the murder rate is up 50% since George Floyd. It's mayhem. It's Mad Max.
Yeah.
But keep going. What you saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. What happens to these cities when we have somebody so illustrious becomes from the city, and then now the city becomes the murder capital? Like that's what it seems
I mean,
like.
but look at like Barack. Look at his hair color when he went in. Look at the hair color when he went out.
Yeah, everyone said,
They all do that.
Because
They
if you
always
don't
say,
have
"Look
the
how his
connections-
hair look." That's the
Trump
part of the
had enough
script.
connections to make it into office, but he didn't have the Jewish media on his side because the Jewish media was already aligned with an agenda with the left, with the Chinese. So you got like Alex Baldwin dissing, Trump soon as he went in, used to be his boy. You got black people dissing Trump. Black people know they love Trump.
Yeah.
We used
That's
to
a fact.
we used to have raps. Guess who the black Trump?
75 or so rap
That's
references
what
to Trump.
I feel like
Trump is the
rhetoric
man
is just
until
unnecessary
the
sometimes.
news said he wasn't.
But it's that frustration. It's like what I had to learn is like that thing I said with DEFCON. That was like me going Trump, level.
Right.
That was you can't. As you see, when we got warmed up, it's like a conversation where. Even in the beginning, we'll see if we want to use stuff in the beginning.
Right.
If it's any of the messaging
Right, yeah, I definitely need another one.
that we want to put out.
You got me going, man.
The
Yo,
only
actually, we
possible
started
way.
And I don't know if this is a good digression, but when he mentioned Donald Trump, I thought of something when I was like a kind of a kid, because I never really thought about Donald Trump as a black kid necessarily, as a cool kid or anything. But I remember I thought of Donald Trump as with a team of rich people. So I thought there was or the League of Rich People. So I thought there was Donald Trump, and I thought there were people like Bill Gates. And I always grew up thinking Donald Trump was like the I guess megalomaniac. Now I didn't think in those words like
Right.
and I thought Bill Gates was the benevolent, good guy, rich person, and I always thought of that in that sense. And I thought Trump is a kind of evil rich, and Bill Gates is a good rich for some reason when I was a kid. And it's funny how times have changed. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. That's because you believed what the news said at one point, and then at some point something shifted. Okay, we got a guy named John. What is that? Solar? I can't even see. He says, bang. He says, why is the family saying he said he was, and he said they shot him up? Why is the family saying he said he was, what is this? Two hands clapping? Or
He was clapped. Maybe that's some slang.
he said they shot him up. Oh, when he said the Fenty. Oh, yeah, look. He said they shot George up with Fetty, like talking about the fentanyl.
Yeah.
But who's the one that shot him up with the fentanyl? He did say they. Who the hell is they? Who shot George Floyd up with the fentanyl? The people that staged these events? Like, is that what he's trying to say? Is he referring to like a false flag or something? Like, what is he saying?
The people that remain unnamed, I guess.
I don't know if George Floyd
Yeah,
got fun. I
I
thought
told
he,
you.
he
Yeah.
commonly used fentanyl at all.
Exactly, somebody said. Kate, what's that? Kate Dean Buckingham? What, Buckingham? I can't even read that. It's too far from me. Exactly. Tell me. I don't know what to tell you, sir.
Yeah,
Kanye wants to
really
expose the
confusing.
truth.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. He wants to expose the truth. What's the truth? He's saying that this is some sort of.
Well, that's
He's saying as much as he can. Well, he's saying, he's stepping out.
All right, let's just play because this is a lot here.
That I could have won, that I'm a win. The only possible way is for me to early on call out the Jewish media this early, right? Because they'll play nice with you. But I see them fucking with me like the SoFi Stadium, like 78 media outlets calling me an abuser based off something Trevor Noah said. Me being canceled from the Grammys. Me being said, they saying that I said a racial slur because I said, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya, talking about Trevor Noah. And then they kicked me off the Grammys. And I was slated to win Album of the Year for the first time in my life. It's my 10th album. It's the most number ones in Apple history. And I'm an incredible artist. It reached at this point, and we don't even know who won Album of the Year. It got canceled by who? Jewish media. By the time 2024 runs around, and Jewish media, they're going to be my friends because you can't just go into the White House like Trump did and have the entire American media against you. Because he can't get the work done. It's like having like 3 million Meek Mills at one time. At all times, every time you're talking, it's just Meek Mills, just talking shit about you. And you're trying to, show that. When the last time you heard North Korea? You know what I'm saying? Trump did that. He came out the gate, boom. He did that. So I feel like that's like, for me as a musician, to mention the Jews is like North Korea for anyone else's career. And my dad said something to me because my dad was proud of the shirt. He understood it. I was like, why you like that? He said, white lives matter. And he like, cry face. I said, why was that funny to you, Dad? My dad don't know none of my rap lyrics, something like that. He's political. He a genius. He like Steve Jobs. He got a water purification center in the DR. This nigga's smart, right?
Relax.
I don't like that he refers to his father as an N-word.
Our second most important resource to knowledge is water. Our third is food. Our fourth is shelter.
Have you seen that guy that created that system that gets water out of the atmosphere?
Yeah, I met with him before. And we need that. We need every version of how we can take salt water out of the atmosphere. But right now in America, say one of the laws that I would change is it's illegal to collect rainwater in America.
Yes.
What?
You know that?
It's illegal.
It's
Yeah.
illegal to collect rainwater.
You
Yeah.
got every other country they're
You
collecting.
know, it's illegal to even grow your
You know,
food.
people are
Yeah.
controlling.
You know,
Yeah.
Is it that without some kind of license of some sort?
right? Like in other words, you can't have like in other words, make enough food for you to actually eat off of.
Right.
You have a problem.
Yeah, there's a lot they're not telling us. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that you can't collect rainwater. I think Texas and New Jersey might be the only states that you can do that. I know Texas, definitely you
I don't know
can.
about Jersey.
Wait, I think Minnesota, not Minnesota, the place I was considering going to, by North Dakota, by South Dakota, it's Montana. You can collect rainwater in Montana. Very few states you can though. And a lot of it is just basic control because they need to be able to control the water that you're drinking with the fluoride and now there's what you call in the water. Antidepressants are now in the water. They used to claim it was from people throwing out the antidepressants into the toilet, flushing it, goes through the system, hits the filtration plant nearby, and in that filtration plant, when they test the water, it has high cases of antidepressants in there, volume and things like that, still in the water after the recycling process. But it's all BS. All this stuff is being put in the water. They don't want you to collect the rainwater, even though you can, and it'd be really difficult. Like I wouldn't have a YouTube channel with you collecting water unless you had like a garden or something. And that garden was licensed in your town, and you could probably get away with it. If you are a person saying, you know what, I'm gonna collect my rainwater, I'm gonna use it to shower and my dishwasher, my dishwashing machine and my showers, I'm gonna use rainwater. You will have a problem. They will be knocking on your door and you will have some explaining to do. And they'll force you to take it all down. So, and this is happening, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Like most people don't know, if you take an onion, you cut the onion in half, put it in the dirt, you'll get a new onion, along with a potato, along with, it's a lot of fruits. Corn, is it corn? But most of these things you just put back in the ground and it gives you another one. They don't want to tell you that. And who's they? Are they the same they that Ye is referring to when he says hit George Floyd with that Fetty? I would say yes. I would argue yes. And they, for me, has always just been the power structure. When people always say, who's they, BigElvis, the Chef Rosenberg? Who's they? And I would always say the power structure. The ones that are pressing the buttons and pulling the levers. Those guys. If they're even those guys, it's possible that it's all, AI. And, let's move, let's press play.
Easy.
Water. It's gonna be what t-shirt you wear, what political opinion, and who got beef with who. You ain't got no water. You ain't got no life. I'm trying to tell you, because a lot of people call me. They want to call me crazy. It's like running a marathon. If I got some short shorts on and a tank top and I'm sweating hard as hell, running down a street, running the wrong way down a freeway, then you're going to say that person is crazy. But if 100 other people do it with me, then it's a marathon.
I like that analogy.
Kill that.
I'm the first person that's saying it. Candace almost the first person that's saying it.
Right.
Then another person sees and say, I can't feel you. Floyd Mayweather might say, oh, I feel you. And then Harvey might say, I feel where you're coming from. There's a lot of black conservatives. The liberal agenda is to take God out of the homes and separate the families. With that, you're going to get mayhem. You're going to get Mad Max on the other side. The conservative agenda is still that God runs the world. And Now, I'm
The
Christian.
conservative
and I feel
agenda
I get
is
the
that
best
God runs
taste
the
on
world?
planet.
He needs to really articulate.
That's Jesus.
What? And Nore, this is why you can't get mad at Nore. You can't take Nore's black card away. I know he's Puerto Rican, but you know the point I'm making. You cannot blame Nore. How you don't stop a person that says something like this and don't say, wait a minute, wait, whoa. Elaborate.
All right. I can wait. I can elaborate. I know exactly what he means by that. The most influential country in the world is the United States, right?
Right.
The United States is based off Judeo-Christian values specifically.
Right.
So all their laws, all our amendments is based on it does come from the Bible, does come from God, and that form of government, you know, whether we believe it, it's the best form of government that we've been able to come up with, and the freest that any black person has ever lived in. So,
Say that again.
the U.S. government's the freest government that any black person has ever lived in.
The U.S. government is the freest government a black person has ever lived in.
Yeah, or forget, not just, I'm saying black person because Kanye West is differentiated black person.
Right.
But any human being.
And this
that's
is
ever
Premium
lived in.
Black News.
Any human being that's ever lived in, ever. And I defy anybody to come up historically with the contradictory statement.
I got nothing. But it's. I like the way you pose that, and I like the way you ask the question. Very good.
Jesus came. But the Jewish people and the Muslims are all sons of Abraham also. And what Farrakhan would talk about right now is for the Jewish people, what I'm doing is I'm me tooing the Jewish culture. I'm saying y'all got to stand up and admit to what y'all been doing. And y'all just got away with it for so long that y'all don't even realize what y'all doing. And it's like, y'all can't fuck with me either because y'all behind that gated fence, y'all soft, your hands got soft. You ain't out here getting beat up every day like me. You ain't out here getting called crazy every day like me. You ain't out here getting your family snatched like me. You ain't out here half your culture getting aborted like me. You ain't out here getting outraged with false narratives like BLM like me. So for all the Jewish media, y'all want to sit down and have a conversation with me? Then let's have a conversation. But you ain't gonna send Harley Pasternak, Puff Daddy, Meek Mills, Kim Kardashian, none of the usual suspects, and get me to stop talking. You're going to have to take my life. I don't care if Black Mirror me. I don't care if you do some of the alternative what they only talk saying somebody. I don't care if you have me fucking a goat on camera. I don't care what you do. You're going to have, yeah. And by the way, and if you take my life, there's going to be some college kid, some young Ye, some young Pac that's going to even go harder. It's going to, y'all thought George Floyd was going to send it up. If you took my life right now, you're gonna see something you never saw.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
Have a conversation because I love the media platform,
And we love Jewish people.
and
we love Jewish people.
But I'm very mad. I have a problem. The conversation ain't over. It ain't okay. Yay, clarify. It ain't nothing to be clarified until we have a conversation. You got Jamie Lee Curtis on TV talking about, I hope they take his children away from him.
Yeah.
It's up.
Yeah.
The queen is in the house.
But if
Checking distraction from that young lady.
You're saying Jewish media, but media, there's obviously.
I'm not narrowing down. Children, their daddy and say, why is Jay mad at us? All the kids that love my shoes and love my songs to say, why is Jay mad? What have you done to his people, to the darker Jews, to our brothers that has Jay speaking up, that had Nick Cannon speaking up, that had Ice Cube speaking up? What'd you say?
When you say blacks is Jews,
Blacks are Jews also.
We gotta say we love Jewish people then. We love Jewish people. We got great. I love Jewish
Okay,
people.
so I'm gonna be like,
My homie's a Nicaraguan Jew. His dad came from Poland, escaped the Holocaust, and his mom is Nicaraguan.
And
He'd be like, I don't know what's going on.
we haven't escaped the Holocaust. We still in it. Plan B. Planned Parenthood. We are still in the Holocaust. Even the information put in our music the toxicity put in our music. It's nothing promoting the idea of a king taking care of a queen and then taking care of the future kings and the future queens. It's just us talking about killing each other and Jewish people getting paid off of it. So I could be like a parent that I got a belt, so it's like, bow, I love you, but bow. It's I love you, but it's still up. It's up until we get it fixed. Until we get it fixed. It's not no, oh, we gonna calm down because you done fucked with me and you done fucked with my people too much. And you could throw whatever tag you want. You could call me a racist. You done call me everything already. Right. What I got to lose? My 6-year-old son came to choir practice and said, why I gotta sing? I'm not even going to your school. This is a billionaire a male billionaire with the face of Kim Kardashian. If he's saying that to me now, who is he at 16? Who is he at 26? By 26, he might be in jail because I can't say nothing to him because they took me out the house.
Stop it.
All right, that's what needs you.
Stop it.
Do we dare do a quick time?
How you feel about it? What?
Yo, man. I don't like this victim talk, man. You know, like, yo, you chose this woman to have these kids with, bruh. Now you talking about how your son might be in jail because what is he doing? He's following his mother or falling in line to this Hollywood world. Who moved them to Beverly Hills? He didn't move them to Arizona. He didn't move them to Montana. They in Beverly effing Hills. You know what the effects of that is? Look at Lenny Kravitz. He was a Beverly Hills guy with Lisa Bonet and all that kind of stuff. You know, these are people that didn't even want to take. These are rich stars that didn't want to take baths. They were walking around. Lenny Kravitz used to walk around when he was in high school, wouldn't take a bath for 3 months.
Nah, him being able to pick the right
these are people that are artists. These are people that are artists that are gonna express themselves differently. Your son is in the artist world. Yes, I don't like the fact that there's a lot of sex involved with his mother. That's the problem. That's a big problem. But for Kanye West to keep on acting like this victim,
That's indicative of his art. So the fact that
like that suffering, he's like he said, his music is to make others suffer.
Yeah. I think there's a genuine impasse in personality. I thought he can overcome Kim Kardashian. I thought he was big enough where she wouldn't swallow him or be the driver to his future. I think he had the confidence enough to say, I think he genuinely thought that he saw all he overlooked all those flaws that you see and all the criticism in you saying, why was he dating a person like Kim Kardashian? Why didn't he see why didn't he see all these red flags? Why didn't he see that she had all these issues? And I think his arrogance and his ego made him see that. And I think that's the same thing that his ego is making him think that he's going to be the Moses of black people. And I think so. That's why I think he has a lot of positive things. I think what a lot of the shit he's saying is really positive. But I think his contradictions are almost more genuine because I think there's a genuine impact, just literally in his life. I think he just hits certain walls with his reason and his logic, but I don't think he means anything. I don't think he means to hit those walls in his reason. I don't think he knows he hits those walls.
I would disagree.
There's certain areas that he talks about.
I think he's super smart.
He's super intelligent.
He knows what he's doing.
Because there's certain areas he talked about. And we're talking about two different people. We want this very super smart guy and this person who grew up being very insecure with women and stuff like that. So now he's gone to this different situation.
You're saying he was insecure with women?
Right. And I think his fame and his money, grew way faster than that part of him to grow. So he always had like this type of weakness. So the thing is, him being able to pick the right type of woman has always been an issue for him to get. because he tried to make whatever Kim is, he tried to make him something different and try to take out of what did he move to?
He tried to turn a house into a house. He tried to turn a whore into a housewife.
And that was
But
going to happen.
but he didn't love her for being a housewife. So
But see, that's the lack of connection that he don't understand. You know, that's the lack of connection.
But let me just go back to his son. How dare you say his son is going to be in some prison because he's coming at you at 6 years old the way he's coming at you.
Oh no, that's just his hurt talking.
Yo, dude, man, I don't. I don't respect that.
That's absurd. That's absurd.
It's absolutely absurd for him to imagine that his son is going to be in some sort of prison.
What he should be saying is, I feel like I'm going to be excluded from my child's life. But he's saying he's going on the hyperbole and coming up with the worst case scenario. And with he can't even see past his hurt. That's what I'm saying. I really think he's an artist, not a world leader. He's like
exactly. And he wants to be a world leader.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he wants to be a world leader.
That's what I'm saying. That's the impasse it is. He really has a genuine impasse that keeps on clashing, and I think he's genuine. That's what I'm saying. I think you say he knows what he's doing. I genuinely don't think, and that doesn't mean I think he's absurd, because I think what he's saying, there's a lot of reason in a lot of the things he's saying. But I think that there's something hidden where he doesn't understand. He's still an artist. World leaders need to create order. Artists create chaos, and they shake up. They shake up and they make people think. They think past. World leaders need to create order and unity, and he's never gonna be either. He's never gonna move past it.
Okay, let's see what this guy John Solar has to say. He has a lot to say.
I'm a Jew.
I am a Jew. How dare he? Exactly. Not wish. So how dare he make a difference? So how dare he make a difference? And what's this called? Rosewood? Rosenwood? I don't know. His effects, his efforts. Nobody will ever speak on the obvious. The grandmother tricked. What were we gonna say?
No.
All right. The grandmother tricked out the other daughters and granddaughters. What does that mean?
I think it's a reference to Kris Kardashian, Kris Jenner.
No, you are appreciated, John. So if we got any value out of this, let's remember that it's a value opportunity for you to hit the cash app at $ Elvis Rosenberg, or hit the Venmo, and that's at Elvis-Rosenberg. All right, let's press play.
I think there was another response. I don't know if that's
Nah, that's just like a face, an emoji.
Oh, there was some down.
Doc, can you
Do we do what you said?
Listen, man. My show is about celebrating. This is what I'm talking about. But look. This is quick. That should be. It should be Duce. It's a black man drink, goddammit.
This Duce is delicious. This Duce is brought to you by my brother Hove.
That's right.
Courtesy of the throne.
That's right.
Part 2 coming soon.
The throne. It's basically saying that he's like revealing like there's a project he's working on with Jay-Z. That's what he was trying to allude to in a tongue-in-cheek kind of, in jest kind of way.
I thought they would cheer that, but they were like, seemed like they were booing or something.
No, they were cheering him.
No, actually, I think he kind of wanted to do that before, but I don't think Hove been with it. So I think it's kind of like a pitch.
Of course.
And they're like, like, yeah, let's do it.
According to my wife, Hove don't even talk to this dude because of his wife and the situations the way he acts. Hove and his wife, they ain't got nothing to do with the Kardashians and all that silly. They're like, nah, don't come here. If you're gonna bring her, don't even bother coming. Right. So anyway, what do I know?
She's trying to get in.
We'll give you 2 choices.
You pick one.
You pick one.
If you don't pick one, then you're not drinking.
But we drink with you. Okay.
Can you imagine when Jay-Z and Beyonce support me in 24?
Yeah.
There'll be no way to
No
lose.
free
It's
product
2024.
placement.
Be no way to lose.
Yeah.
When we come together.
We in.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Cool G rap or Big Pun?
Okay, we can't go through this. Let's stop. Let's move this up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear who he chooses in rap and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
it's my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Low end theory or midnight?
I actually think I heard that. You know, that's pretty much what they did. They went through all that and they stopped in between, and he talked some more same things he's been talking about. But it's like a rendition of these.
But didn't you say he went off and was smoking with some women and stuff like that?
No, it's just part of the podcast.
Acting like I was dead. I'm saying bye.
You know.
So you say he doesn't say anything deep?
No, it's more the same thing. Say that.
Let me tell you what. I'm gonna tell you that. We're never gonna get fooled again. Kamala Harris is our never again. When they added her in as the vice president, Democrats got 90.
He said all night.
Black female vote.
That's the best thing he said all night.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Get fooled again. Kamala Harris is never again. Then when they added her in as the vice president, the Democrats got 96% of the black female vote. Who'd have thought Drake was running? Jesus.
I mean, does he cape for
Kamala
Drake
Harris
or
is our
what?
never again. We're never gonna be fooled just because you put in this like very
This
attractive.
leads back to what I was saying about the Drake, how he views Drake as the greatest rapper ever. Because Drake can influence the right people they want to influence. I think since Drake has the black woman's ear, he can fill up their minds with anything they have, and I think that's what he believes in. The same way Kamala Harris. And if you're gonna get manipulated by someone like Kamala Harris, you can get manipulated by someone like Drake.
Indian girl.
I don't know.
This is
how
a
you can-
prominent Indian woman who, when they did the research, and the research was done by Yvette Carnell. Yvette Carnell on YouTube broke down when Kamala Harris was on these planes flying from America to India for the summers. The plane ticket was $5,400. This ain't nothing like you. This ain't even nothing like you. And I say that because not I'm saying you come from money, but your family was successful. Your father's a hardworking man, had a business. You wasn't taking no $5,400 flights nowhere. What was the flight costing when you was a kid to go anywhere? What was it? 1,600 tops? 800? You don't even know. This woman was jet setting for $5,400 in the 1970s.
Yeah, and it's not that she's a black woman, it's that she speaks for the downtrodden black woman. It's not necessarily because black women can be any demographic, any financial demographic. But the fact that Kamala Harrison, who she campaigns to, is women who've been hurt, women who haven't been heard. That's part of the way she was campaigning.
Right.
She's been heard her entire life. I don't think anybody's ever told her to shut up her entire life.
Never.
Ever.
Nobody told her that laugh is the worst laugh ever heard by anyone with ears.
Well, somebody said something just now. He said something about he thinks that he's actually
I
dissing
think he's
Drake.
actually
No, you know
dissing
what?
Drake.
You know what? It's almost like there's a few.
I can see that.
You know what I'm thinking? There's a handful of.
That's kind of what I am saying that.
You know what?
Kind of, but-
There's a handful of artists. I think he's saying the opposite. There's a handful of artists that at any specific moment they have the.
Somebody said, open the phone lines and I'll throw you some money. This guy, John, really wants to speak. You know what I'll do? Next week we'll have the chat open where we can where you can just leave a super chat. We're not gonna drive me into this phone. You can do
Google Voice.
like a Google voice, or you
Yeah.
can even do Zoom, or you can do Streamlabs. There's so many out there.
I think that's a great idea, though, to have phone lines open.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
an
yeah.
excellent idea.
Yeah. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah,
Now, when we pull out the microphones and the headsets and all that, then I'm gonna have to take off that. I can't find a headset that's gonna fit over this beautiful hat, man. Did I tell you? It's a Stetson. Let's not play that game. Come on.
Yeah, it is.
It's a Stetson. Let's not play that game. This was not
Go
bought
ahead.
off of Facebook. This is not Facebook Marketplace. Let's not play that game. Even though the shirt is from Walmart. Let's keep it real. They don't have no other shirts that fit me.
The thing is, it's like there's a handful of these artists, who comes out at a certain time.
Wait, we're talking about the guy who said he's dissing Drake.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
So, and I don't think he's really saying that. There's a handful of artists that gets to a prominence where they really have everybody's ear, and everybody who's trying to come out with something is trying to sound like them. And he's saying Drake is that person right now. He got the ear of the culture. So that's what he's going
That's fair. So you're saying he's more influential. I maybe thought it more conspiratorial. He's more influential at the messaging the music industry wanted to put forth. That's what I was saying. You're saying he's more influential in which he's something that rappers want to emulate. Yeah, gotcha.
He put something out. Everybody is trying to listen to what's going on.
Laughing my A off respectfully.
I didn't even know that.
Did you see Kamala's? What is that?
Timbs.
Timbos. Yeah, I saw her Timbo. I remember that.
Oh.
Open the door. Open the
same
phone
way I
lines.
said
Yeah. Don't forget, that's $sign ElvisRosenberg, or Venmo me, and that's at Elvis-Rosenberg.
Active. I am single, Kamala. Now,
He's shooting his shot at Kamala.
Yeah, those are facetious.
I question that. I question whether he's being facetious.
I mean,
all right.
he wouldn't mind getting close to her.
All right.
He wouldn't mind getting close to her.
I mean, Kamala is an attractive woman. Good-looking woman.
Face value, but not being disingenuous. But I feel like he's trying to almost communicate something.
I think
that
he's
not
joking, but of course, you always throwing a subliminal message out
I
there.
think he's a sexual deviant, and he would smash.
Of
Kamala.
course. Yeah, I mean,
And then he's probably a simp, so he'll definitely munch. He sounds like he's a munch. Not saying that I ain't never been a munch. I've been a munch before. I'm sure,
but I'm sure he's trying to figure out extra
You
stuff.
know what that means, a munch?
What, somebody who strictly eats pussy?
Well, someone who submits to doing that, just only that, and kind of like doesn't
Keep
go
it moving
to the next level.
Yeah, I can't relate to that.
I used to be in the bar business. Things happened. Come on.
Chicken gyro.
You want a chicken gyro at this hour?
Got the truck down there.
once you're my girlfriend,
I
you're
thought you
always
go
my
3
girlfriend.
days without eating. What happened? Guy's like fasting all the time. That's why he stays so beautiful. Respectfully.
I was actually looking at the spot in Napa.
Oh my God.
So we're on that. We're on already.
All right, next question.
Where you at this weekend?
Oh,
He
what
in
did he
Napa.
pick?
He did. He obviously did.
He obviously picked Trump, right? Biden and Trump.
Yeah, Trump.
Okay.
He cool. He cool for now.
All right.
He could, yeah.
All right.
Maybe neither of those works there too.
All right. Dungeon Family or Wu-Tang Clan?
Oh, you
All
know.
right, we didn't go into it.
If our Tim's got a scuff on my personality, you know what I'm saying? That could affect my show. So baby mama is across the world, not just me like on some billionaire.
That's the Gemini shit.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
And but everybody goes through a lot of that type of. The whole time when me and Kim were gonna get divorced, like about our relationship, I always thought about Big Boy, man. He really told me what it really was on I Choose You.
Oh, which one? Outcast. That's the
Yeah,
Big Boy Radio.
like your baby's mama don't like me. They try to come to the studio, try to come and fight me. And
Sorry, Miss Jackson,
That's
right?
Miss Jackson,
Yeah.
okay, but then also he says, better pick the right one or pick the kiddies up. And the whole time I'm like, this rap is just rolling through my head like a mantra of what it,
Kanye's life is one big rap song. You telling me that you're going through trauma, and the way you deal with that trauma is by the rap lyrics that someone else wrote in 2004. It's playing in your head while you're going through this trauma. Come on, Kanye. Is this real? Is this real? I mean, it doesn't feel real. You're telling me that you're going through trauma, and the way you're such an artist. You're so hip hop. It's so ingrained into your veins. Hip hop is deep in your soul that you break down. He mixed two different songs in order to get this emotion understood. Like I have a hard time with that. I'm not saying that politics and hip hop can't go together, but if you that hip hop, stay out of politics.
Oh no, they need you.
Politics needs hip, or like EPMD or not EPMD.
Politics needs a black vote, don't they?
Politics do need the black
Politics
vote.
need
Without
the
the black vote,
and
there's the one thing that whites have proven is that they need the black vote to make the decision.
And politics need essentially they leverage music. So I don't want to put the emphasis strictly on necessarily music that is directed at black people all the time in order to influence. Because it's not so much that they use white artists to influence. They got the John Lennon and the Beatles to get people off the kind of off the societal. You ever heard the song Imagine? John Lennon.
Imagine all the people.
Yeah, imagine there's no country. Imagine there's no heaven. Imagine I may be a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Maybe someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. I think that and this is not to go conspiratorial, but the artists are leveraged. Not just black artists are used. Like I feel like I've been insinuating, we've been talking like black artists are just used to leverage and
all artists are used. Artists are used.
Yeah, so this is not, we happen to be talking about Kanye West.
Imagine Dick Gregory wrote that, somebody said.
Dick Gregory the comic wrote that? Really?
No, he had he had a lot of conversations like that.
See, but it's funny. I really like Dick Gregory. I know he was a goddamn comic.
Whoa!
That's a comedy song.
Imagine all the people. It's a comedy song. I thought it was a socialist song.
Socialism is meant to lead to communism. So right. Socialism is just the working class is the dominant class, and that's how your society runs within the dominant class. Communism, there is no class. So that means that and they think that's good. When there's no class, that just means everybody's a slave. That doesn't mean
seriously. Google your friend, bro. What?
Oh yeah, to find out. Yeah.
Dick Gregory, that's my friend.
Oh well, we'll check it out. We're not gonna do that now. We don't want to stop the show. We appreciate you in the chat. Go as hard as you can and express yourselves. But a lot of the questions in the answer, we want to get through this respectfully. Let's go play.
Let's see. Somebody said KRS One, but I think KRS One
against Rakim. That was a question whether it was Rakim or KRS One.
Oh.
And I would always go KRS One.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Rakim?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Ulric? Yes.
All right.
KRS One, he did show us how to write the 16.
Rakim.
Rakim
had a better producer. I think that was the biggest thing. KRS One's beats are compared to Rakim's beats are completely forgettable. So
Oh yes.
and so, but
No, but lyrically,
I don't think.
great
But
argument,
lyrically,
great
I don't think
argument.
they were too. I don't think lyrically they were too far apart. But I think Rakim's the production behind him put him so over the top
Right.
that's what leaves him. I think lyrically you could argue that.
No,
but,
no, right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but let me
I
just
think
also
it's
say
the
this.
information.
Didn't
Yeah,
Rakim
no,
get
the
rid
ledge
of?
come with the paper. It's too
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's right.
They would be
No
no
KRS-One.
KRS-One without Nas.
What?
That's
Are you backwards?
joking? Do you
No,
understand this
let's
song?
not get thrown off.
Oh,
Come on.
alright, sorry.
I don't even know if this person even a subscriber. Are you a subscriber to the channel? Make sure you make sure you subscribe to Premium Black News on
Get
YouTube.
back together. You know, like Shelly Azoff left Irvin twice. Shelly left twice.
Oh, come on. Irvin Magic Johnson?
No, Irvin Azoff.
Oh, I don't even know.
That's Kim's.
I'm black. I'm sorry.
I'm black. I love how Nore pushes black. Yeah, go ahead.
Irvin Azoff is a, watch this, I'm not even saying this to backtrack. This is a good friend of mine. He's a mentor of mine. He's basically the same video game character as me, and he's Jewish, and his wife is, they're like, Kim is like their goddaughter. And his wife is somebody that Kim always looked up to also. But Irvin Azoff ran MCA Records.
Okay.
And he merged, I think it was Ticketmaster and Live Nation. It was something that people had never seen done. He's building this giant, like, sphere in Vegas. This performance venue is incredible. And he's like really just someone I always look up to. And every time, you know, I go up on Instagram and I'm going to get my contracts, I always say this is the spirit of Ice Cube and this is also the spirit of Irving. Because Irving, like, when he had, like, you know, he was a legend. You know, I think he had some where somebody was messing with Shelly and he, like, broke their car and he's like threw a gallon of piss in the car or some shit, like on some like real like proper like wild out shit, like some shit I be on, you know. Okay. So I just think like
You said he's passed though, because you said he.
no, he's not passed. No, he's living.
So you still talk to him?
Yeah.
So what says he's your Jewish friend? What does he say to you? Anything in terms of what's going on?
I'm sure he's reading the paper like laughing, thinking it's funny and shit, thinking it's lit, thinking it's lit because like who lit? Who lit?
Right.
Tell me who lit? I know. I want to know. Like
Three Champs lit.
Who lit? Yeah, it's like 3 Champs lit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Hold on, but only built for Cuban links or the
Yes,
infamous?
only built for. I didn't hit race. I think I hit race. Only built for. Okay.
Both super classics.
Only people Cuban links? Sticking with that?
And the infamous is the other one.
Infamous.
Both super classics.
I remember Havoc came to my crib, you know, because Famous, we played earlier, Havoc did the drums for that.
Made that bitch famous.
I made that bitch famous. Now, before the Me Too movement, I remember I had it, and the lyrics said, you know, there's a lot of movements out here. The movements is the treadmill hustle.
Right.
So Havoc came on my crib, and it's always like, Drake is like, I got the bigger pool, I got this, that, blah, blah. You know, Corey asked me, was he with the baby mama's mama? You know, so...
Drake was with the baby mama's mama.
This is true. I have no reason to lie. So, and
It's
I don't
true.
like
I have no
Corey, so
reason to
reason
lie.
for him.
He's saying that Drake was
No,
with.
the thing is, the funny thing is, I actually
Chris.
do like Corey because it's his job to be likable. That's how he makes it in like that. So, I asked Havoc, I was like, yo, did you ever have like a Drake or somebody? He was like, yeah, Wu-Tang.
Oh, wow.
Wu-Tang was Mobb Deep's Drake.
Okay, we're gonna move up. We get
Is
that.
it true that Jason Media was running Yay Media and now he's not?
This is
that
good.
true?
Yeah, he's not running it.
You know who Jason Media is, right?
No.
Jason Media is this guy. I thought he was. He started a podcast with the chick who wrote the book about sleeping with all those rappers. Superhead.
Superhead, yeah.
So him and
Corinne
Superhead,
Stephens.
Corinne Stephens had a show, and they were part of E Entertainment News or whatever have you. So this is pretty big, and he wound up doing his own thing. And there was something happened. There was a famous. He was basically spotted sitting in Penn Station waiting for a train. And this fan came by and was videoing him and going, "Oh my God, is that Jason Lee sitting waiting for a train?" And Jason Lee, the guy started to, he's recording Jason Lee. Jason Lee is watching him record him. He's like, like whatever. And the guy is just going gagging, gagging. So that became like a big meme for Jason Lee, where he was saying gagging. And one of the first times we saw Jason Lee was in like some sort of like Real Housewives or New York, Hip Hop New York, or one of those reality TV shows. And he's a light skinned Jason Lee, yeah, right, where he would have it all the way down, and then it would be like a bang. It looked like he was brushed it forward, and so he had a strange. But now he wears this kind of way, but it's big in media. I mean, super, 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 super big. Jason Lee's super, super, super big.
Is he a white guy, black guy?
That's the thing.
Oh, I mean,
he's probably like Ori and all these other people. They take on. How do we say it? There's what in the room? Always in the room. There's always a Puerto Rican in the room. Jason Lee is like, I think he claims half white, half black. He looks very Puerto Rican, and if you let me tell it. But let me just say this. Jason Lee, about a year ago, took over Kanye West's, whatever was going out there, like as far as press release, media, all this kind of stuff. He's heavy doing all this. He even brought in a YouTuber that was like an up and coming YouTuber that was like getting over 100,000 subscribers, was really popping. His name was Armand Wiggins, I believe. And Armand Wiggins became part of that. And Armand Wiggins like brought in like everything that he had and all his energy. So this was around the Kanye time, and Kanye just fired this dude. We need to hit
Jason
it
Lee
again.
or Armand
Jason Lee. No, Armand Wiggins and Jason Lee fell off. But what's it called? Armand Wiggins left Jason Lee alone. They had their drama, and now Kanye is explaining why he doesn't deal with Jason Lee any longer.
Gotcha.
So we're trying to get some power. We're having some power issues here. So we're gonna continue though. Go ahead. Let's hear what he says about Jason. I just want to give you background on Jason Lee.
I just felt like people just walking in with too much Balenciaga. If you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like they just out here like flexing, you know what I'm saying? They just flexing like, you know what I mean? And I don't like somebody saying, well, I'm gonna be the voice of Ye. Ye the only voice of Ye. Ye the only manager of Ye. Like I look at every single bill I pay. I only pay bills on a Friday.
Let's go back.
And I look.
Is it true that Jason Media was running Ye Media and now he's not? Is that true?
Yeah, he's not running it. He not running it. I just felt like people just walking in with too much Balenciaga. If you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like
What do you think that means when he says he got rid of a guy that was in charge of his media because he was coming in the door with too much Balenciaga?
Ye the only voice of Ye. Ye the only manager of Ye.
Once you can combine the fashion jargon with anything, that shit throws me off because I don't know anything about fashion.
Well, I let me just tell you this. He was a thief. Jason Lee got caught with his hand in a cookie jar. Jason Lee was walking around with too much Balenciaga, and he knew he couldn't afford all that Balenciaga.
So he didn't steal from Kanye. He just stole to portray the image that he.
I think he stole I think he probably was doing invoices and claiming he did certain works that he didn't do, hiring certain people he didn't hire. that had budgets of issues, you know, I would cater like, let's say I was catering some sort of event, and this event was, the budget was $2,000. The person would ask me to do it for 17. That 300, that person will ask me, could I do it for 17? But they really, in the invoice, it said $2,000. Jason Lee probably did that in the $100,000 ways. He figured out ways to get money under the table. But we're running out of power right now. And I just want to say, we're going to do another part 2 to this. We love you. We appreciate you. We're going to say goodbye before we run out of power. We got, who is here?
Ulric.
And we got somebody coming around. Who's this guy over here?
Doc, the surgeon, the people's doctor.
The people's doctor. Big Elvis the chef, I am here. I am present. I am with Premium Black News, man. We'll get to it more. We'll break it down. But right now, we're going to say goodnight. We love you. At least I do. And that's a fact.